All right. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome. Gosh, let's see. We had some people in here early, George.
Yes, I'm excited, and I'm very excited about our theme. It is the first day of spring, and we decided that we're going to do springy stuff. So, spring into vintage.
Yes, and this was a challenge for me. I don't know. Was it a challenge for you?
Well, I have to admit, when you said, well, do you want to do a theme? I thought, well, what's something broad enough that it could be a lot of different things? So I've got a big variety, but yeah, it was a little bit of what actually is springy. So, but I think I hit it. We'll see how people. I think everyone will have fun. There's a big variety between the two of us.
Hello, Brenda from Atlanta. Say hello. There is Pauline Pemberton,
Yay.
Pamela Commons, Serena. Okay, George has so much stuff. I'm sure it's not a challenge. I have failed in a few lots. I was talking about this earlier with George. I have failed in a few lots. If I can turn the description around to make something be associated with spring, I'll be the best salesman ever. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Cheryl. We got a lot of Rosie people out there today. Okay.
Yay.
We're going to have to tell you a little bit when we get together, when we collaborate here. Things are just a little bit different than what you're used to in a normal sale. We are on 6 venues tonight. So if you look right under George's chin there, you're going to see where all the comments are going to be during the sale. So if you are bidding and you're from George's site, you might see your name down there. If you see somebody else's name you don't recognize, it's because it's coming from one of the other groups. So, and a lot of times if you're bidding on something, we take the first highest bid and we'll post it. So if somebody bids 10 and you've bid 10 and don't see your name, just bid again because we've already taken it from another room. Hello there, Sarah. Oh my gosh. Hi, funny girl. Joanne. So the only obstacle tonight, which I can see as an obstacle, if you are on Facebook and you haven't registered on StreamYard like this user here, what timing is that? Please go in and register with StreamYard or view us on YouTube at George the Antique Nomad Live or Rosie's Auction House. If you want to stay on Facebook because you're just starting tonight and you're just watching and catching us, put your name / your bid. So put Corrine K /20 if you're going to bid so we can see you. Otherwise, we see you like George is seeing you right underneath there. And we can't tell one Facebook user from another. Okay. Do we have anything to add, George?
Well, that was very good explanation, I think. Yes, so follow the bids. The bids will be on the screen. We'll try to keep posting the highest bid. And we will that way, if even if it comes from somewhere else, you'll be able, if you watch the screen, you'll be able to tell where the bid is.
Okay.
I think we're on a lot of these, we're gonna, we'll start out at a certain starting bid and we'll let it go. And then when it gets down to a couple people, we'll put a timer on and that'll be it. So we're gonna try to move fairly fast because I've got a lot of stuff that's choice. I know Heidi's got a lot of stuff. So yes, we have lots of fun things to show you and we want to make sure you get to see them all.
Okay. I see a lot of people from Facebook and I want to introduce George, the Antique Nomad, to those of you that don't know George. And he is a professional appraiser, a certified appraiser, right, George?
Yes, that's right.
And he travels the countryside, and you're going to want to subscribe to his channel. You'll learn a lot from George if you're just becoming familiar with him tonight. And you got somebody who's very fond of that springy shirt.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I like this springy shirt. It was the only one I had that had lots of flowers on it, so I thought I would wear it. And if you are from my channel and you don't know Heidi, well, Heidi is Rosie's Auction House on YouTube, as well as a whole lot of other platforms. And so you should go check her out because she does live sales often, and you will have a lot of fun with her. And she's got a ton of good stuff and has been in the business as long as I have. And she knows some stuff and you will enjoy what she has to offer. So check her out. If you are from my place and you haven't met her before, here's your chance.
Okay. All right. Another thing about shipping, George is in Florida. I'm in Michigan, so we're kind of centralized. We're if you've bought from us and we can combine shipping from you, we definitely will. And we're going to ship the most economical way possible.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Russell. Man, we got a good mix here. 111 peeps in the house. All right.
That's
You
great.
want to go first, George? You want me to?
Well, you know what? I just have a couple of little fun starter things that I guess we could do really quickly if you want me to, and then I'll give you the chance to get ready. So I'm going to just hold these up, and this first one is going to be starting bid of $5 choice. So let me show you what they are. So it's $5 choice starting bid, and here's our first piece of spring. We've got on the one side here, I'll hold this up first. I've got a little bit more jewelry. I'm going to have one more jewelry lot that's spring jewelry. This is celluloid, and this is made in Japan in the 1950s, and there are a couple of cute little Westies. It's about 1.5 inches by 1 inch. And then this little one is a little bud vase. It's about 3 inches tall, and it is pigeon forge pottery. And when you see pigeon forge, you'll notice that there's good enameling on here. Pigeon forge started out as just sort of a mom and pop operation working out of their shed in Tennessee, and they ended up being a big deal, and a lot of people collect pigeon forges. So $5 each is your choice if anyone would like to start us out. I'm going to hold this back a little bit because this shows you the color of this more truly. It is actually a very cute little pink bud vase, and I have those guys upside down. That's not
Yeah,
going to
you
do.
do.
There we go. Right side up definitely looks better.
Okay.
So
$5 to start it for
opening bid
choice.
$5. If anyone's onto these, well, let's go ahead and get started.
Oh, those little dogs are adorable. Oh my goodness.
Yes, yeah, they really are cute, and they've got great little faces. A lot of celluloid jewelry was made in Japan before the war, and I think a lot of these were made up after the war with what they had left. I see we've got Nancy Smith at 5. Thank you. And then the pigeon forge, someone mentioned that looks like dogwood. It is absolutely dogwood. I got this at the West Palm Beach Antique Show from a gal who she's been watching me, and she decided to get back into selling after a 35-year hiatus. She went off and had a different career, and now she's semi-retired and she is reselling again. So that was really exciting. And I just had to buy it because I thought it was so cute.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they are just pigeon forge is really well made. It's stoneware actually, so it is a little better quality, and it's got this great mark on it, and it's just a cute little favor vase for a little bunch of flowers at your table when you are. They used to do these at all the places. Like the favor vases would be put around at everybody's place, and everyone would have a little bouquet in front of their place at the table. Now most people just use them as little vases on their own. So we're at $6. And if you want to go ahead and start the timer on this, we're at 7 for Nancy Smith. But we are, like I said, we're going to move pretty fast tonight. So it's going to be choice. High bidder will get the choice of one or both, and a backup bidder will have an opportunity if they want the piece that didn't sell. So ready, set, go. Here we go with the countdown. I think this counts down for about 30 seconds. Is that right?
It does indeed.
And then it goes away. So Pauline Pemberton at $10 is our current high bidder.
Up and up and up she goes.
Yes. And no, I think these are really cute. I wanted to start with something economical because I've had people say, oh gosh, I love the sales, but you know, there's never anything I can afford. And I thought, well, let's bring a few things in that are not super expensive so people can have some fun.
Okay, get your bids in. Remember, when we go ahead and hit 30, we'll go ahead and sell it. Okay, and it is sold.
And it looks like, Pauline, we just need to find out which one of these you want. Is it the little Westies or is it the little bud vase? And once we know, then we'll give the backup bidder the chance at the other one.
Okay. Pauline, Miss Otto from Wisconsin, which one would you like? And take them both if you want. $10 is the bid. She's going to take the dog pin.
All right, that's great.
Nancy, we have the other one for 10 if you'd like it.
Yes, if Nancy, if you're interested in this, well, this one can be yours. And if not, then we will move
Hi,
along from
Sean.
there.
Hi, Sean. Okay,
Dogwood for Nancy Smith. Well, that's wonderful. Well, thank you, Nancy. We will put that aside for you.
that was really springy, George.
Yeah,
Um,
see, we're starting.
yes. So I thought turquoise was very springy. And this is a piece of Fenton Silvercrest. And this is a footed compote. This was made from 1956 to 1959. This color is really making a comeback now. This is I would call this vintage Fenton, not antique Fenton in the 50s. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and start this Fenton piece at 15.
Wow, that's a great deal.
Do you still have Nancy Smith's information, George?
I think I do, but I always tell people go ahead and send me an email anyway, because that way, if something's happened, I'll be able to get things to you.
Okay, we have $20 to start it. Now I'm going to go ahead and measure it across for you. It is 7 inches across, and it is also about 4 inches tall. It is the Silvercrest turquoise. It's in the pastels. This is really collectible. Again, 1956 to 1959 were the only years that this was made.
And this
Your old
color,
bathroom had that color?
oh, that's cool.
How many bathrooms have we seen with this colored toilet and tub in it? I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, it was the era. And it's such a great color and very popular again. Every piece I get sells immediately now.
Yes, it's beautiful. Okay, this is in the turquoise Silvercrest. Hi, Steph. Stacy Freeman is at 22. So what we're going to do is take bids until they slow down just a bit, and then we'll put the timer up. Perfect condition. This is a fun one to collect. You can collect this crested items. I think it comes in pink also, and a green. This one is the turquoise. We have $25 with Pamela. Stacy Freeman is at 26. Hello there, Steph. Steph sells stuff by the seashore. Okay, Stacy Freeman is at 26. Hi, Debbie. Bid quickly. You hated it, but now you wish your current bathroom had that. I know. I'm telling you. Some of that stuff we just wish we could have it back. Why did we tear it up? All right, we're going to put the timer on. So we're not asking you if you're in or out now. 30 seconds and out. So Stacy is in at 26. Debbie, Pamela is in at 30. We like to use the timer when we're together because it just helps it move along a lot faster. It is in beautiful turquoise. Pamela is in at 30. And our historian from Hastings, Minnesota, has left his little tag there, and I'll leave that on there so you know what it is. He had excellent penmanship and wrote down every little description on here in tiny print. Hi, Sean Blevins. Hello there. All right, 3 seconds to go, and then we'll go ahead and sell it. Let's see where we're at. Welcome, everybody. 130 people in the house tonight. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. Pamela Commons gets it for $30. Thank you.
Oh, that's great. Well, I know she loves that stuff because I think she bought a piece from me. So I'm very happy to see that she's getting to expand her collection, and such a great color. Well, these pieces also have great color. And again, I'm going to start these at $5 each, even though they are worth a bit more. My understanding is that these were made in, I believe, Russia. And these are 20th century, but they're based on the notion of the enameling that the Russians did on metalwork back in the time of the czars. And if you look at the detail in the bowl, it's really kind of amazing. And I just thought the colors seemed like spring. And so I was going to go ahead and put these up. They are starting at $5 choice. So there is the other one I've got. So it's the choice between the one with the blue bowl and this ornate top here, or the other one with the sort of maroon bowl here. The enameling is all done on brass. And I think they're just very pretty. And when I've had these in the past, people are like, wow, I've never seen those. For some reason, they seem to be in Florida. I think there must have been someone who had some connections there and brought them in here. There's one, I think because St. Petersburg is named St. Petersburg after the city in Russia. And so there is one store in town that sells Russian-made things. And so because of that, I think that's where they herald from. But I think they're just beautiful. And hi, Miss Wildlife, good to see you. Yeah, I think they're just gorgeous. I've always liked these, and we just don't run into them much. They're about 7 inches long. In fact, actually, exactly 7 inches long. I have a ruler, but I have this funny thing where I've learned how various body parts, because if you don't have a ruler when you're at Antique Ball, it's like, well, if I put my hand up and my hand is 7.5 inches, well, then I know. Anyway,
All right.
they are spoons.
They are spoons. Okay. And Nancy, George's email is theantiquenomad@gmail.com.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on, George. Is that okay?
Yep, that sounds great.
So it's an easy one to remember, just like rosiesauctionhouse@gmail.com.
That's right. Gmail does make it easy.
It does. All right. We have $20 with Miss Wildlife.
And so many nice people in the house here that I didn't get to acknowledge. Hi, Larry. Good to see you. And gosh, I just see a whole bunch of people I recognize and some people I don't know. And I'm glad to meet you here. So we're going to let this count down. But yeah, these are just really fun. And I thought they were kind of special.
Very neat.
And I suppose that you could, you could stir your very tall glass of maybe a mint julep. Although that's more of a summer drink.
You would definitely impress somebody.
You definitely would, yes. Kentucky Derby is in May, so I guess that's a spring thing.
A conversation starter.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
And there we are. Okay. It looks like Miss Wildlife for 20.
Yes, and do you want both or did you just want one? Both.
I'll bet you take them both.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So I have these little critters. They are Mexican, and you're going to get choice. So springy, I think we got a fish. Why I think fish are springy, I don't know, but he looks springy to me. So let me go ahead and start us here. Choice at let's go ahead and start at 5. We just want some bidding here, so we'll get you going. So here is the fish, and I think they're Mexican. So there is the fish. Look at the color on that. I love this one. The fish is about 7 inches. Then we have the little duck, if you want the little duck. And he's brightly colored. He says Mexico on him. Right there. Mexico LE. Okay. So you got those two. You do start fishing in the spring. And then I have this owl that he is signed Mexico, but he is a little darker colored and he feels a little heavier. So I don't know the difference, but there you go. Okay. So $7 is bid with Nancy. Yeah, I got some fish tonight. That's what I came up with, George. Fish.
Well, fish hatch in the spring. Absolutely. Critters of all sorts appear this time of year.
Yes, and certainly ducks. Certainly ducks. Okay, $7 is bid for choice. And here is the owl. Is anybody else making them, George, if they don't say Mexico?
No, these were mainly done in the 1970s, and I remember them when I was a kid because we lived right by the border, and some of them came from Tonalá, and some came from other areas around Tlaquepaque where they made the pottery.
Tlaquepaque?
Yes.
Tlaquepaque? You're not. Yeah. You're kidding me.
I'm not making that up.
That is my favorite word of the day.
Well, when I was in college, there was a Mexican bar that we'd go to on Cinco de Mayo called that. So we learned how to pronounce it even after a drink or two.
That's so funny. $7 with Nancy. The clock is going to go down. Now, when we sell choice, just so you know, we'll always sell at least one. It's up to whoever has the item up, whether they're going to pass it. $7 is bid with Nancy. So be the bidder. $8 with Cheryl. Tlaquepaque. Did I say it right?
Talaki Paki.
Pocky Mocky. All right, Cheryl is at 8. So you'll have your choice of the fish or the duck or the owl. Linda is our first 9. Make sure you're watching the comment screen and not your phone. You want to look over here, right over there. Nancy's at 10. It's kind of important to watch that screen. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, Facebook user, you did put a B in front. Let me know who you are. And we'll go ahead and go with $11. And Linda is the backup. Nancy, you bid 9, but Linda was our first 9. So Facebook user, let me know which one you'd like. Jennifer, okay. Which one would you like, Jennifer? Make sure you put Jennifer when you bid, because if you put B, everybody will put B because they're bidding. Talaka Paka. Okay. Jennifer, which ones would you like? The fish and the owl. Okay. And so we have the little duck, if Linda McPhee would like it. Just let me know, Linda. If not, we'll put it up for grabs.
Let's see. I think Nancy.
Yes, Nancy, but your 10 came in. Let me see what your 10 came in. Oh, Nancy, you're right. I didn't see your 10. Nancy, you are absolutely right. Linda, I'm sorry. It's Nancy. I'll make it up to you, Linda. I'll find another one out in the barn somewhere. So, Nancy, did you want the owl? I'm sorry. I was looking down, putting tags on my items. Oops. Now what? Now watch Nancy. She'll say, "Oh, I wanted the owl." Nancy, you're absolutely right. Did you want the owl, the duck? Hi, Jamie Marsh. Nope, the fish is gone. We only have this left. The bidder took the fish and the owl. So let us know, and if not, I'll give it to Linda. So Nancy, you just let us know. I'm going to put George up here. The only one we have left is the duck. Okay. All right. We got it right then. Linda will take it. Thank you anyway.
Okay. Well, that's great. I guess it turned out the way it was meant to, and things often do. So this is live and unscripted, folks.
It certainly is.
Okay. Well, my next lot is a choice of 2. Let's get it to where the flowers are going up, because they just came into bloom, and we should show them where they actually show. So these are starting at $10 each. $10 is the opening bid. These are by a company, it's fused glass, and it's by a company called Sidden Stryker, which for the last 30 years I have pronounced Sidden Stricker, but it was made in Massachusetts, and that was a guy's last name, and somebody from there said, I went to the factory and they pronounce it Sidden Stryker. So I am taking their word for it that they know. And I just love these, and I think they're really fun. So $10 is the opening bid on these. Sidden Stryker started doing this fused glass in 1968, and they were way ahead of their time. Fused glass is where you take different colors of glass and you keep melting it onto each other until you end up with the pattern. So this is all glass on glass, all this color here. It's got great color on these. These are tulips, of course, because it's tulip time in the spring. This one is 9.5 inches. And then this one is 11.5 inches. And this is a nice floral pattern. And I just think this stuff is really beautiful. It is pretty, isn't it?
Yes, I like it.
It definitely looks like spring to me too. Although again, my tulips are wilting if I don't put them upright. So there we go. Let's try getting them this way. So this one is more of a bowl. It's got a little bit of a base to it. So if you're wanting something you can put things in, like candy or something dimensional, then there's that. This one is a tray, which would be great just as a backdrop or for serving, and it is flat. So you can see the difference there. They do these into a mold at the end, and so that's how you get the ruffling. And so it's very even, and they're really well made. I've just always thought this was really neat stuff. I got these at an estate here in Florida. People in Florida are definitely, Florida is the flowers, and people here love flowers. So now these do not have the signature on the back. Sometimes they have an etched signature on the back, but these definitely are by that company because we've seen them with and without signatures. It was just an etched signature with a tool. And sometimes they did it and sometimes they didn't. So simple as that. Does the green glow? I don't believe the green does glow. I did not test it because I assumed it did not have uranium salt in it. It's more of a minty green. Minty green typically doesn't glow. The green that glows, the point was to make it sort of a yellow green. And so yellow green generally glows and mint green generally does not. So
I kind of call it an icy green that doesn't too. It definitely has a different shade.
It's a little different shade. Absolutely. I agree. And Kathy at 23. Well, I'm glad you folks are liking these like I do, because I think they're just really pretty. And so let's see here. I'm going to put one down. We'll show them to you individually. I'll try to get up where you see a little more of the detail, because the detail is really good in these, considering they're slumping layers of glass together. The fact that they've got all the stamen in them and you can really see the detail in this, I think is really nice. And then on the tulips, we have right here, you can see they have the nice little white centers in them. So they did a lot of detail on these to try to make them nice and to make them, fairly realistic considering you're depicting flowers in glass. I have to be honest, over the last few years, I have become more interested in gardening than I've been in most of my adult life. Before that, I have to say the only thing I knew about flowers is if it was a pattern on a piece of Roseville. So that's my botanical background. And Big Tulip Festival in Holland, Michigan. Yes, there are certain places around the country, and it's generally places that have either volcanic soil deposits or where glaciers left a certain type of soil behind. There are two places in Washington state that have tulips, a little town called Mossy Rock and Mount Vernon between Seattle and Vancouver, and they have a giant tulip festival that brings people from all over the West Coast in the when the tulips come out, which is it's usually scheduled for the middle of next month. So if you're in those areas, then yes, you can look for that. But tulips are very specific to where they want to grow. So there's only certain places they come up.
All right. You just let me know when you're ready for that timer, George.
I'm ready for that timer. I know people are still bidding, but that means, well, get your bids in. It's going to be choice. So the high bidder will get choice of one or both, and then we will let the backup bidder have the option of the other one if there's one left.
Okay. All right. $30, Kathy G.
Yes.
Here we go.
Skagit Valley, Washington. Yes, that's right. And it's one of those native names where everyone who moves there calls it Skagit, and then they have to be corrected. And yes, there is a little town called Hump Tulips as well, but they don't actually grow tulips there. That's a Native American name that we all laughed at when we were in school because we were sophomoric.
Okay. All right. Get your bids in.
All right. Let's see where we are.
All right. Okay. It looks like Tammy.
That's great.
All right, Tammy. Tammy's she's new to the Rosie channel, and now she's discovered George. Tammy, you must be thrilled.
No, well, thank you.
Tammy, which one would you like, if not both? And Mel Bro, you are the backup. Hi, Anna. Just wait for Tammy Worth. And Mel Bro is the backup. The price is $33, and she is thrilled. I bet you are. Let us know the tulips. She takes the tulips. And
very
Mel Bro,
good. Well, thank you.
Mel Bro, would you like the other one?
And Tammy, since you are new to us, Tammy, please do send your information to me at theantiquenomad@gmail.com. And this is our backup piece.
Okay, we're just waiting for Mel Bro, and I don't see yet where she said anything. If Mel doesn't want it, what is the
What's the
diameter of
diameter?
it?
The diameter of this is, it is, oh, it's backwards on my end. Let's see. It is actually 12 inches in diameter, it appears. Yeah, 12 and a half. Yes, 12 and a half.
It sure is pretty with those bright pink flowers, Mel. Can you
Can
send
you
the
send the
email
email
address?
address here? When I'm on again, it'll pop up under my name. It's theantiquenomad@gmail.com. I am shipping from Florida, but I've been noticing that actually it's not really that much more expensive now that they've changed the rates, to be honest with you. I sent a whole bunch of stuff. I even sent something to the West Coast, and it wasn't that bad.
Up for grabs. Really, it's up for grabs. If anybody wants that one, it's up for grabs. It's a little too small for Mel, so the price is $33 if you want it. Just let
And I see
us know.
Kathy.
Oh, Kathy took it. Okay.
Well, thank you, Kathy.
All right. And thank you, bidders. Christine, she just beat ya. Okay. I caught George for just a second the other day, and I saw something that was this color in a fish. I don't know if it's the same fish or not. This one has a pellet on the back. I really can't read it too well.
Oh, I think that's a color tone piece.
It's a color tone, please.
I think Color Tone is the company, but it doesn't matter what it is because that is so great and it's so big.
Yes, let me go ahead and start you out at $10, and it has a height
I wish I
of.
could bid on it.
You can, George. You can. Okay, the
No.
height is 12 and a half inches, and the width is 10. And here we go. Kelly isn't at 10. Whoops, where'd you go, Kelly? There you are. Okay, $10 is bid. He's just really cute, and he hangs on the wall. And there is the hallmark. So I think he's an older one. $10 is bid with Kelly Kester. I like fish anyway, so you'll see some tonight. To me, there's spring or summer, and this would look great in a bathroom. This came from a gal that had all kinds of fish in her bathroom. We're going to put some chocolate.
That's what I have. That's why I am in love with that piece.
$12 with Cheryl. Look at those big eyes.
Oh, and thank you, Sean. But no, it wouldn't be fair. We're here to sell to you. I'm not going to compete with you all.
All right. We have $12 with Cheryl. Kelly, Brenda, let us know. He's a big fish. He certainly is. How old is this one? 50-ish? Yep. Okay. I was thinking so just from the colors. The black and the pink are really cool. $12 is bid. I think you should. Brenda, let us know. Kelly, let us know. And we'll start the timer here in just a second. Oh yeah, this is just a very cool color. And it looks good with brighter colors too. You know, if you want to put turquoise with it, it looks cool. All right, here we go. We had a big lag this morning in the sale that we had. So make sure you're in live chat, not top chat, and keep yourself engaged. Send us emojis once in a while or a dot, and that'll keep you engaged in the conversation. All right, $17 is bid. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the timer on pretty quick. Well, thank you, Tammy. All right. Hi, Copper. You think it's an angelfish? Definitely. It does look like an angelfish. All right, here goes the timer. So get your bids in. You got about 30 more seconds. 22. He's a great fish. He is, Jennifer. 22 is bid. Look at those big eyes. That's why I like him. He's got these huge eyes. So this collector sold everything she had, bought a motorhome, and started traveling the country. And I wonder about her often. She had a lot of fish and a lot of figurines. All right, Sonia is at 24. I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I could not put all my stuff in a motorhome. Impossible. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay. Wow, I think Anita got it. Let me make sure. She surely did. Anita gets it for 25. Thanks, Anita.
Oh, that was really great. And to have all the fins and everything in good shape is definitely a trick with those. So that is wonderful. Let's see. Well, this next one, I'm going to do choice again. These are boxes this time. This one is a very springy 1930s dresser box. And I just thought she was so cute. She's got her flowers behind her. She has her big old spring dress and her bonnet. And when you open her up, she also, let's show the side. She also has dividers in so that you have, and a mirror. So you have a mirror for jewelry, and you've got dividers to keep everything in. And there's my keyboard. So the mirror works. And this one is, it's nice and solid. It came from an estate in Kentucky. Then the other piece, I got this in Iowa. This is actually a box purse, but it has a really cool flower basket. And this looks like it would match what you're wearing, Heidi. I should have actually just sent it to you.
I love it.
Isn't that fun? Now, this is just a kit one. It's not an Enid Collins.
It's not an Enid. I was going to say, is it an Enid? But it looks like it.
It looks like it. Yeah, you could get these and do kits yourself, and then you would put the rhinestones on yourself. And one thing that's interesting about this, it also has a mirror. But one thing it has inside, which I thought was peculiar, and then somebody explained it to me, it's got these little things. Well, you can put them in here as dividers, and you can actually divide the box up in different ways with them.
Oh,
if that annoys you, you can certainly take them out, but that's how it was made, and I'm just leaving it the way it was. So it's choice on these, and we're going to start these at 15 choice. So $15 is your opening bid.
Oh my gosh, jump on it, guys.
Yeah, well, if I get a good deal, I like passing it along. And besides, I wanted everyone to get to play tonight because it's the first day of spring. And a lot of you folks I know have been frozen in all winter. So I figured it was your chance and your choice. So we've got Miss Wildlife at 25. And I just think they are very pretty and really they each have their own sort of charm. I'll hold this one up close so you can see the detail. What's important with these, whether it's Enid Collins or a kit, is that it have everything on it, because some of these flatback rhinestones are not easy to replace. So I tried to make sure they're all intact and no damage, and no water has gotten behind and taken the color out or messed up the folder, or what am I trying to say? The foil backing. And then this one will hold up so you can see the detail a little more. I love that she's on black. It's very 1930s, so the color really pops on this one.
Oh, she's beautiful.
So we are at $25 choice. And Stacy's in at 28. Let me give you some measurements while we're showing these. Let's see, this one is, we'll do this where we can both see. All I can see is quality products, but this one appears to be about 11 inches wide by about 8.5 inches tall, and the depth is 3 inches. So that's your size on that. And then the other one is also about 3 inches deep. And it is a square, and this square is 9 inches square by 3 inches deep. So those are your choices. But yeah, this is why this was really fun for me, because I thought, well, what is spring? And I thought spring can be so many things. So we get to have a lot of variety and a lot of fun with it.
And I love choice lots like this, because in this case, I have no idea what the bidder is going to pick, because they're both so cool.
They're fun for different reasons, and I kind of tried to put a lot of choices that are those kind of choices tonight, because I figured that way, different tastes, and people get to have more fun that way. Stacy Freeman is at 40, and I know a couple of you folks are in. I think we can go ahead and start the timer if you like, and get your last bids in and let us know, because we are Gonna approach the end here fairly soon. I'm gonna hold them together so you can see them instead of part of my face. You'll see the color better this way.
Hello, letter artist. Nice to see you tonight.
And the nice thing is that these are not that bad to ship, actually, because they're nice and square and they have some structure. So it's not like they're gonna, even though they're on the large size, they're not gonna take a giant box to get there. So it looks like we have 2 bidders left here. Miss Wildlife at 44 is going to get first pick, it looks like, unless someone else comes in. And there we go.
Okay, let's see. Gotta wait just a second. Sometimes they pop in there last minute.
Yep.
All right. I think we can safely say it's Miss Wildlife followed by Stacy. Miss Wildlife followed by Stacy.
Very good.
So let us know.
Well, this is great because at first I was going to take these out for the Portland show this summer, but the flowers is it. So the flower basket goes to you. That's wonderful. Okay. Thank you. I'll put those down. And then we had a backup bidder. If you like the 1930s dresser box, this is still available. And let me.
That is so cool, Stace. I think you should look at that. I love the black and pink. Let us know, and if you don't want it, we'll go ahead and put it up for grabs. The price is $44. That is very nice with the black background. She really pops.
Yeah, I really like that about her. Oh, that's wonderful, Stacy. Well, that's great. See, everybody got to be happy. That's always a good thing.
Okay. So why I thought this was spring, I don't know. I never get a Pegasus. So he's in good condition. I really don't know anything about him. He's infused with some like a turquoise blue. He's in really good shape. There's nothing wrong with any of his feet or his tail or his wings. And why a Pegasus I thought about spring, I don't know. I guess I don't know. But he is all glass. Pegasus. I don't know if that's right, but we're going to go ahead and start him at 20. He's very cool.
Well, sure. Happy springy color.
Yes. So he is a Pegasus. And I don't know if he's contemporary or older. He came from a collection down in Medina. And for those of you that follow me, it's Robert's Glass House. I just unpacked him.
Oh.
So I don't know. He could very well be old. Okay. Kelly is at 22. There's no marks on him as far as, maker's marks or anything. So 22 with Kelly Kester. Hi, Beverly. Let me go ahead and measure him for you. He is 10 inches tall by 7 inches across. And he is one solid piece of glass. He's very heavy. I'm going to take your bid, but please put your name in there, okay? Because I'm assuming it's Jennifer, but I'm only guessing. $30 is bid. When's the Portland sale, George?
Oh, I was just typing that in. I know there's a couple of Portland and Washingtonian viewers here, and the Portland show is going to be the weekend after July 4th, and it should be really good. Laura Caldwell from Left Coast Revivals is working on getting outdoor dealers too, so there should be more to see than ever.
Okay, and we have 31 with Kelly Kester. Hi, Cato. Let us know, Cato. If you're in or out, we have $31. We're going to put the timer on in just a second. He's one heavy, chunky piece of glass. And we have 35 with Cato. Okay, see that. Well, you told me who you were, Cato, so then I could distinguish you. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. Okay, so Nightbot has put George the Antique Nomads email there, the Antique Nomad. And here we go. 35 with Cato, and here goes the timer. So get your bids in. Cato is in at 35. It's heavy. My arm is hurting holding this thing up. Infused with blue, it is a Pegasus. All right, we have 35 with Cato. Becky, I see your bid, but you've been outbid. And it's beautiful. There are some air bubbles in there, and they look pretty cool. He looks like a fantasy horse. He just does. All right, 35 with Cato. We only have about 9 more seconds, so get your bids in. All righty. Okay. And I will sell it here if I can get my fingers typing right. And there we go. Let me make sure. I think it's Cato. All right. Thanks, Cato.
Oh, that was cool.
Yes.
I have actually never seen that piece. I got to say, that was something different. And that's what's so fun about this is, all we did was say, well, let's do a spring thing. And now we're seeing each other's stuff for the first time. So this is fun.
It is. All right.
Beverly says she loved the video in Utah. I really enjoyed that because I got to go hiking up in that cave. And I'm glad I did it at this point in life because it was just about enough to kill me. All right. Well, I thought that since it's spring and we, of course, lots of flowers in spring means people bring out vases in spring. And of course, who is the best known maker of vases with flowers on it? I would say of the American companies, it's probably Roseville. So we're going to put a Roseville piece up. That's the only Roseville piece I have in the dais tonight. So this one it's got 2 flowers on the front and the single one on the back. And I'm going to start this at $25. And it is the real Roseville because it's got the tan clay and the USA mark. This is not a Chinese ripoff. Of course, if you saw a Chinese ripoff next to it, you'd see how bad the decorating is. And so you would never be fooled. I really love the way Roseville, when I think it was Frank Farrell did these designs. And boy, it was really timely. He did them in the late 20s. And by the 30s, this was just about the most popular stuff. Almost anybody who got married got a piece of Roseville when they got married back at that time. We had one piece in the family, a jonquil base that's still around. The color is nice on this, but he did these amazing designs because it's supposed to be naturalistic, and yet at the same time, it's got a little bit of a deco feel because it was that era. So, you look at the handles and there are these interesting bat wings and very modernist, and yet you have these wonderful flowers. And you can see the hand painting all the way into the center of them. I also like the way the leaves wrap around. I just think Roseville was really, these floral lines were really well thought out, and it made them very successful at a time when a lot of companies were having a lot of trouble. So I think they did very well. The other nice thing for collectors about Roseville is they make it easy. 188 is the stock number, and then you see -6 inches. So you know right away, this is the 6-inch tall piece. We don't even have to get a tape measure out for it. And that was pretty smart because they would have made this in a few different sizes or something similar. So I'm glad you folks are enjoying it. I sure did. I got this out in Washington State, and it was the only piece of Roseville that didn't end up selling in our prior sale because I didn't put it in the prior sale. And I noticed I still had one. So I thought, well, I better bring it tonight.
Okay.
Are there certain colors that are more collectible? It depends on the line. For example, if it's the fuchsia pattern, they really want the green. If it's the pine cone, they want the green or the blue more than they want the brown, although they'll buy any of those colors. The collectors of Roseville, it is particular to taste, but it also has to do with which line. So Tammy says, I have a few pieces of Roseville, but mostly McCoy. Well, I have one McCoy piece coming up in a little bit. So we'll talk about them too.
Ready, Freddie?
I'm ready if you are.
Okay.
So we are on the countdown here, folks. Nancy's at $60 and our high bidder. And there's that nice texture. The textured backgrounds definitely give it some dimension. You know, it took a lot because they had to have a sculptor actually make a sculpture of this and then cast the master mold from a sculpture. So somebody did a lot of work on this. That's why a lot of times they don't have a lot of texture in the background, because that was more complicated.
Oh, it's beautiful. All
Timeless
right.
appeal. I do agree.
We had a great sale it's probably been a month now. George and I did our last sale that we did a theme to was pottery.
Pottery, yeah, that was fun.
We had a good time with that. Okay, so here we go. Good luck, bidders, and let's see who won. Wow, Stacy Freeman came in at 65.
Ooh, well, Stacy, that was a good little sniper bid. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I have another piece of Roseville too. So we'll put that up in a little bit. Don't feel bad, Nancy. We got another one coming up. Okay. But meanwhile, now, George, is this spring or is this spring?
Oh, yeah, I love that pattern. Always been a big fan of consolidated and Phoenix glass.
Okay. Consolidated vase, and let's start this one at 20. So I thought it was springy. I loved it's got like a country blue background with these great ivory flowers. And it is just about as pretty as it gets. And you could put a tea light inside of this and it would look amazing because it would glow those flowers. It's 8 inches tall and it's just beautiful. The flowers almost feel like they're going to pop right out at you. And the detail is just beautifully amazing. It's beautifully amazing. What kind of a salesman am I? $21 to Cheryl. But it is. That's why I really like consolidated glass. There's a lot of there's a lot of definition to the flowers and everything. It's just a beautiful piece. We have 25 with Beverly. So springy it is. 25 is bid. Oh, what year is this from, George? Like 30s, maybe?
Probably 30s, 40s, because Consolidated had the molds and they usually did a wash rather than a solid color. And then Phoenix got hold of the molds and they, during the Depression, and they did the solid color backgrounds. And I have to say, in this line, I prefer, it depends on the line. Some I like the Consolidated better. I think I like this better. And I think this was a Consolidated by Phoenix, which was the second generation in the 30s and 40s. And I like this better because it really makes the design pop.
Yeah, it does. It's beautiful. Okay, we have Dolores. Hi, Dolores. Our Queen Mother's in the house. 32 with Lisa. Beautiful, beautiful piece. This is one of my favorites. I have had several pieces of this. There was a collection of it, and I'm getting down to where I don't have so many now. It's making me sad. Even though I know I'm going to sell them eventually, I don't hang on to them. I just like to go out and look at them. Okay, $32 is bid, 35 with Dolores. That looks like a what kind of flower? Elderly poodle?
Stephanotis.
These words tonight, I feel like I'm learning a different language. Stephanotis?
Well, I think that's the nerd name, right?
All right, 36 with Nancy. If we put all of the weird names we've learned tonight together, they would be thinking we're talking a different language. Okay, Nancy is at 36. Dolores, I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on, so be aware. 40. Yeah, now I can't even remember the words, but if you put all 3 of the 4 words together, I dare somebody to go in a restaurant and just talk and see if somebody looks at you weird. They'll try to figure out what kind of language you're talking. 40 with Dolores. Famous wedding bouquet flower. Okay. $40 is bid. It is beautiful. Yep, everybody's saying they used it in wedding boutiques. I eloped, so I don't know. I was married by a Benny Willis on a Thursday afternoon with a gold tooth and a $40 video. Okay, here we go. Let's see who's the winner. Oh, Dolores. Serena jumps in there. Let's see. Yep, Serena got it for 55, I think. Let me make sure Dolores was out. Yep, okay, 55 with Serena. Thanks, Serena.
That is so funny. That must be a Battle Creek thing. My mother eloped and ran off to Arkansas to get married. Well, that is really cool, and that I'm glad that went for a good price because that was a very nice piece of glass, and even at $55, that was a pretty good deal. So that
Yes.
is wonderful. Well, I am going to put up a choice again, and it's going to be one of those choices where they're very different in one way, but similar in another. And the similarity is that they both are made in Venice. So it's going to be the choice of these two, an egg for Easter, of course, and otherwise the yellow and gold dish. And these are both Italian, and we're going to start these at $20 choice. So let's start with this one. This one was probably made on the island of Murano. It does not have a sticker that tells us that. So we just have to surmise from the color and the shape. I will get a measure on this for you here. Let's see, the measure on this is about 7 inches, and I think it's just got really good color. I like the fact that it's got the gold in it. I learned recently that these bubbles, the controlled bubbles, are actually done by stippling the glass and then laying another layer over it. So it is cased glass. That's why you have multiple colors. That's why you see clear on the edge here, and then the yellow underneath. Now, the other piece, this one is also, this is Italian. This is probably Venice, Venetian rather than Murano, but this was made for the Lenox company in the 1980s, and it's got the Made in Italy sticker on the bottom, which is nice because there are so many fake pieces now that are being called Murano that are not. Especially if you see that little round red label with the Murano in script, be careful about those because a lot of those labels are getting stuck on stuff that was not made in Italy. But we know these are genuine. This one's from about the 80s, and this one is from the 60s. I do not believe that these glow, Tammy. It is a bright yellow color, so there is a chance. I didn't actually take a black light to it, and I don't have mine handy to test it. But my experience with this yellow in the past is it's a little too lemony yellow to glow. So I'm not going to promise it will. Can I show the Lenox bottom again, please? Yes, absolutely. So you see this is Millefiori with 1,000 Flowers where they put the glass rods together. And then if you look at the bottom actually is sort of clear where they went. You see some of the glass rods where they melt and bend, and that's what happens to them. And the Made in Italy stamp there. It is a pretty egg, and this is definitely another one of these things where it's a choice, but it's a pretty distinct choice. Now, if you're a serious glass fan, you might like both of these, but they might go to different homes too. We'll find out. And the ring light does create a little bit of a glare. I promise there is not a circle or an oval on either of these in real life. That is just the camera work. I thought I saw a line mark. Yeah, I don't know, but I will hold that up. But they both have the gold in it, which is nice. So we are at 45 and it's choice, and we're about to run that timer, and this is the last chance. So we will just let that go here. But I thought these were both a lot of fun. Both of these I got in the last week or 10 days. So I actually went out looking for a few things to put into this sale. And the egg is hard to get nowadays. Well, that's interesting to know. I haven't actually ever had one before, so I wasn't sure how scarce they might be.
All right.
But I do think they're good quality.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Miss Wildlife has the Fetty piece as her avatar. Do you see that, Heidi?
Yes, I do. All right, let's make sure.
Oh, yes, they are heavy. My arms are breaking.
All right, Miss Wildlife followed by Nancy.
Okay, so we're going to see who likes what, and we will take it from there. We'll give both.
She's gonna
Okay.
take them both. She's gonna
Well,
take them
thank you.
both.
She really loves her glass and she buys nice stuff. So thank you very much. I'm glad they're going to go to you, and especially because you're way out west, we'll combine shipping and make that easy.
Okay, so this is one that I unpacked from the Medina estate in Ohio. We actually bought the entire household out and all the storage units 2 or 3 years ago, and I opened a box for the sale. So this is a Victorian basket. This is an older one. It has the thorn handles and the twisted handles. Twisted handles always makes it a little bit more special. It's just gorgeous colors. And he collected these kinds of baskets. So we've seen quite a few of them the last couple years, but this one's really pretty. Look, notice the crimp. It's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and start this basket out at, I'm going to start out at $30. It is a good one. So it is 9 inches tall and about 6 inches across. And it is just gorgeous with its color. I think it's Victorian. Well, I know it's Victorian. And it is from probably late 1800s, early 1900s, right, George? Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that seems right with that, especially with the little nubs on the handle like that.
Yep. And in this Victorian glass, you'll find that different colors will glow that you won't expect. So they're always really fun. It is just gorgeous. I love the crimping, and I love to just imagine how they made these. Okay, we have 35 with Debbie Noss. And there it is. It's just gorgeous. The handle twist. And anytime you see something with the handle, it makes it a little bit more special if it's twisted like that. It's just different. So Debbie is in at 35. Hi, Christine. There's all the colors. Look at that. Imagine putting that together 150, 125 years ago. Debbie is in at 35. Christine, let us know. We'll start the timer in a second. 37.
Sorry, I keep trying to help and I'm getting in the way.
Oh, no. If you want to do it, I'll let you do it. We got to get a rhythm here. Go ahead, George. There you go. I'll do it for you. You'll do it for me.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. And we have 49 with Debbie. Debbie, I have to send you an invoice. I keep looking for you, and I think I'm leaving the U out of your name, or the S. I can't find you. So I'm going to put my email up after this so you can give me another holler. It's just a little invoice. I can't remember when it was from, but every time I look for you, I can't find you. Okay, Debbie is at 49. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the timer here pretty soon, but we have some active bidding. So 49 is bid with Debbie. I'll go ahead and go do the timer. We're really moving along tonight, George. We've only been on for an hour.
Well, that's perfect because we've got a lot more stuff to show.
All right, 49 with Debbie. Christine is out, and here goes the timer. Okay. 50 with Jamie. I hope Jamie can come to are you planning on coming to Teak Stock this summer, Jamie?
Oh, Teak Stock. It has a name. That's great.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be hippies, George.
Hey.
We're going to be hippies. All right. We already have people that are setting up. We already have, and a local RV dealership is giving our girls from New York a camper to stay in.
Ooh.
It's just for advertising. That's pretty darn cool. Oh, good. Yes, we are. Okay. Well, everyone is welcome. It's going to be free to set up. It's in Marshall, Michigan. It's going to be the first weekend in June. We're working on having a schedule. There's going to be a live auction. So if you're interested, we've got the Holiday Inn. We've got the rates at 105. Just PM me, or if you want to join the channel, that'll keep you in tune. But let me put my email up here if you're interested in coming this summer. And we sold it. I'll get the winner here in a second, but I want to, now that I'm thinking of this, there you go. There it is. If you want information, I'll send you some information. Okay, it is sold, and Dolores gets it for $62. Thank you, Dolores.
All right. Well, yes, that is, we're at the beginning of spring, and that will be a fun way to see it out. All right, I decided that dresser boxes might be a fun thing, and we're going to do choice again. I need to show you a couple things about these before I tell you the price. They are very different. They are from two very different eras, but they are flowers, and I thought they were appropriate. Now, this one is definitely absolutely modern because this is Sasha Brastoff, and it is with the enameling. So this is going to be from about 1970 with this great green and blue flower. But I am a big proponent of full disclosure, so I want to show you something. It's a great little box, originally probably for dresser stuff or cigarettes back then. But if you notice on the side, and you will see it when we get all the way around, I just want to show. Oh, it really doesn't show very much, does it? But on this side here, there is one chip. So I don't like to ever put anything up before I describe the condition. The nip-on piece seems to be perfect. So this is going to be choice. And we are starting these at $10 each. So $10 choice on these. Let me show you the nip-on piece now. This one is Nippon, and it has the, I believe it is the Morimura brothers mark, which was, they were importers of Noritake. So it's got the hand-painted Nippon mark. This is going to be from the 1920s. And you can see the very sweet little gold decoration with flowers and hand-painted little roses there. I just think this is very sweet. And this one does not have any damage. It has maybe just a little wear to the gold. Somebody used this, but it is 100 years old. It is a true antique now. And so I think for its age, it's in pretty good shape. Let's measure these for you. We're at $11 on choice with these. The Sasha Brastoff piece is about 5.5 inches by 4 by about 2. And then the Nippon piece with its very sweet little feet, and Linda McPhee, I see you at $12. This Nippon piece with the little feet is about 3.5 inches tall and about 4.5 to 5 inches around. So here's that piece again so that you can see the detail in it. I just think Nippon porcelain is really nice, and people are starting to collect it again. We have a new generation that didn't get scared off by the reproductions that they made in the 80s, which are pretty obvious, actually, and you would never mistake the two. Pauline, we've got at 15. So basically, two dresser boxes from about 60 years apart. And so obviously very different styles. Sasha Brastoff, of course, was well known for his ceramics when he was doing ceramics in the 50s and 60s. And then he went into enameling in around 1970. So this top is enamel laid into a ceramic box. And the Nippon looks like a spaceship. Well, see how far ahead they were. They didn't even conceive of spaceships when that was made. But there you go.
No, it really does.
It does have the Lunar Lander look. Yes, I think that is actually kind of fun. But I've actually found a lot of people really like tri-footed things because it is a very specific design. So we've got Dawn at 18. And I know we've got a few people interested, but I think we could go ahead and run the timer if you want. And we will just let everyone get their last bids in, and it will be choice. Again, I'm trying to give you choices where maybe they're similar and maybe they're a little different because everybody has different tastes. So it's the first day of spring and we want everyone to have some fun. So there is Sasha Brastoff. There's the Nippon again. You can see the top there. And
here's another one. I don't know what somebody would pick. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's so down to individual taste because If you like little cabriolet things on furniture, you might like this. Or if you like things from outer space, or if you like the modernism, well, there's your choice for modernism. So we're going to find out who the high bidder is, and they will have their choice of one or both. And then if there's one left, we'll put it up to the runner-up.
Okay, Dolores, you came in right after the bid. So it's Elderly Poodle.
Hey,
So
very
I'm
good.
going to say Elderly Poodle. I think she's one of your customers. I say she takes the Sasha one. If she was
That's
a Rosie member, I would say the other one. But let's see if I'm right.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that too. That's my guess as well, but we will see.
Elderly Poodle followed by Linda McPhee. Everybody else came in after the sold.
Yeah, sorry about that, folks, but we want to show you lots of stuff, so we don't want to tarry too much. The Sasha piece, very good. Well, thank you. That is for you.
And Linda, you are the backup, and I'll bet you take the other one. Maybe I'm wrong, but Linda's part of our Rosie group, and we'll see what she says. Linda, you are the backup at 24 also.
Go.
Well, let us know. We'll see what she says. Let me catch up with her here. If not, it'll be up for grabs. Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, we know our folks, don't we? Well, that's great. Yes, thank you both.
Okay, so I had trouble with the spring thing. I really did. But Jack in the Pulpits, it's a flower, right? I don't know.
Sure is.
So these came from the same collector in Medina. This is in a box that we unpacked. This is a JIP. This red is called Oxblood. And I think, George, you can always correct me. And this is a beautiful Victorian piece. And it is a JIP. Now, let me see if this one glows. Like I said, sometimes this Victorian glass will glow and you don't expect it to.
Yes. Yeah, Victorian glass was made with certain chemicals they didn't use after the turn of the century, like antimony. And so sometimes blue, and that one in your right hand might glow too. You never know.
Yeah, I don't see where they do, but the lighting is a little strange in here. I think this one glows a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're beautiful, and you're going to get your choice of the one with the green bloom or the one with the dotted bloom. Okay, that's how we'll go ahead and do it, and we'll start them out. And they're Victorian. They are fabulous. We're gonna start these out at $30 too. Okay. Oh, Don, I'll take your 25. What the heck? Okay, 25 is bid. So I'm going to measure them. I put them up as choice because they're about the same. Yeah, Christine, we get in veins of these. Christine said she bought a couple from me a few months ago, and the picture doesn't do it justice. No, 7 inches. They're both about 7 inches. It's hard at night to get the right lighting. You just don't. It's hard to get the right lighting, but they are both beautiful. One has got they're not really dots. They're almost like a diamond pattern to the glass in this one. And then one, yeah, very pretty.
Oh, that's a herringbone optic. That's neat.
Oh, that's the right word. Okay, $40 with Becky. And this is probably a Rosie language because I call this a bloom. I don't think anybody else does. But if it's a Jack in the Pulpit, I call this the bloom. And it's a beautiful bloom. Okay. So these came from the same collector. He lived in his house until he was in his early 90s and never married. And glass was it for him. He loved his glass. And some of these pieces came from his mother. And he just kept going right where she left off. So they're very beautiful. Well, thank you for bidding, Urban. We really appreciate you. And I want to take the time to say we appreciate everybody in here. Wow, there is 197 peeps. Aww. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right, copper is in at 55. It is actually a bloom. Yeah. To me, it is. Well, there's John. They are beautiful. John, we did take a lot of JIPs out of that house, didn't we? John and I, we bought this entire house, and it was the coldest month of the year. There was no heat in the house, no water, and we had to pack this delicate glass. And you want to be very careful if you're ever in a situation where it's cold like that. You always want to wear gloves when you're handling the glass, because just the heat from your hands can crack it. All right, $60 with baked pearl. Here comes the timer. Bidder will get choice. 65 with copper. How do you attribute Victorian glass to a maker? I don't know if as you do. Do you with George? Some of them, like
There's some good reference books on a lot of the Victorian glass, but there's also a lot that the companies came and went so fast and bought each other's molds, and it can get really complicated. But there's great books on pattern glass, but there's some on the art too.
All right. And there's nothing like a good reference book. I mean, you can look stuff up on Google. It's just not the same. It's just not the same.
Well, I agree, because some of the old reference books have some really great scholarship, and yeah, you can go down a rabbit hole on eBay and you can learn a lot looking at that, and you can look at Worth Point, but those are only as good as the description that somebody put in. It's nice to have something from an expert who studied it to fall back on.
Okay, let's see. Baked pearl, you came right after sold, so I think you're the backup, but I'm going to go up and look. Copper is at 65. And baked pearl, you are the backup bidder. You will also get a pick at 65 if copper doesn't take them both. So, copper, which one would you like, if not both? The one with the green top or the one with the herringbone diamond? Whatever George said. The green top. Okay. Copper takes the green top, and baked pearl, we have this beautiful one if you want that one. You are the backup. And the price is
65. A good starting book, if you just want general information about a lot of stuff, is go get an old Schroeder's price guide, because they have a little bit of information about everything. And even though the prices may not be the same, you can tell kind of the relative scarcity of things by a particular company just looking at the pricing.
And they've been around forever. My God, my first reference book was that when I was 18 years old.
Me too. And I was talking to a friend of mine who's 80 and has been in the business, and she said when Schroeder's came out, it was just like when eBay happened. It changed everything.
Yes,
because all of a sudden, all the prices people thought things were, or what was rare or what wasn't, well, here's a book with people who've studied that subject who can tell you what really is, and it turned things upside down.
Yep. Isn't that something? Baked pearl, if you could send me a hello on email, just so I know, and you have number 70, which is this beautiful JIP. I just, it's hard for me to connect real names with nicknames. So if you could just go ahead and take a screenshot of that, and there you go. Okay, George, thank you, bidders. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, I have one lot of spring jewelry. I just had to bring a little bit of jewelry because jewelry makers had 4 seasons. They had fall, they had holiday, they had winter, and they had spring. Because, of course, in summer, you probably weren't wearing jewelry. So they only operated 9 months of the year typically. I thought that it would be fun to do some little spring jewelry. None of these are incredibly rare, but they're all cute, and they're going to be $10 choice, and there's a choice of 3. So I'm going to hold them up. The choice of 3 is the set at the top, which is the pin with the 2 earrings. It's from about 1970. It's got nicely set rhinestones, definitely a 70s color tone. You'll see a little bit where they maybe missed a little bit of the green on the leaves. That's not actually chipped. I tried to look at it really closely. It's just the way these were just fun fashion jewelry. So they weren't always super careful about that. But honestly, that's sort of like what nature looks like. The middle one is actually by Avon. It's one of the few pieces of Avon jewelry I consistently buy because it is really a nice piece.
Oh, yeah.
There's a handful of Avon. Avon did the home parties just like Judy Lee and Park Lane and a lot of those other jewelry makers. And so it fit into their line. And then the necklace, which has just a very simple, I'm going to take it off so you can see, or I'll hold it up here, just a simple hook latch. Ooh, I think you can see that, hopefully behind my fingers. So it's just a very basic latch, but it had sort of a butterfly look to. All of these came from an estate here in Florida, and I just got them last week. So this is the first time they've been shown anywhere. And I just thought they're neat. And apparently some of you folks like this sort of thing too. So it's going to be choice between the three pieces, any or all. And these are all going to date, the clear with the dangles is going to be a 60s era piece, and the other two are going to be the Flower Powers from the 70s, and the Avon Butterfly, I think, is right before 1980. So they're all vintage, they're all in good shape, and I just think they're fun. And spring is here, and it's the last official jewelry season of the year. So here's your chance. I was an Avon lady. Oh, that's interesting. The necklace looks like an owl to me. Yeah, it's funny. When I first put it on, I thought it looked like a butterfly. Now it does look like an owl rather than a butterfly, now that I'm seeing it differently. So that's kind of fun. All right, let's run the timer and see who ends up with first choice. And the clasps are all good. One thing to check, of course, when you're looking at earrings is to make sure that this seems like it hooks well and will hold on to the ear. You always want to make sure you check that. Don't just buy it and then take it home and not know if it's going to actually hold on to your ear or not, because sometimes things got bent, but these seem like they're all pretty good. I saw sunglasses in it. Yes, exactly. It's open to interpretation. All right.
Let's see. Looks like our own Miss K. Let's make sure here. We're not going to say for sure. We're going to give it a couple seconds, and I'll check who the backup bidder is. Let's go up and look. Miss K, you are the winner. Our backup bidder is Tammy Thomas. Miss K, you're the winner. K Thomas. She lives down. Miss K lives 15 miles from me at the most. Let us know which one you want, Miss K.
Reminds me of Alf.
I don't get that. I saw the owl and I saw the glasses. I don't see Alf.
Well, that's great. Thank you, Kay. The butterfly is yours.
Okay.
And did you say we had a backup bid?
Yep. Tammy Thomas is the backup. Tammy,
Okay,
if you would like one, you can get one for the same price.
Yes, I think of Alf when I see cats. He had a not good, well, he thought it was a great relationship.
So Tammy, let us know if you want choice. If not, we'll put it up for grabs, and then anybody in the house can pick. We always offer the backup first. Tammy takes the diamond necklace.
Okay, thank you very much. And Tammy, that just leaves us with this set here. If anyone is interested, let us know. You can let us know in the chat.
And the last one's up for grabs, and the price is $30. Tammy, do you know George? George, do you know Tammy?
I don't think I've met either Tammy or Kay Thomas, but I'm glad to meet you both. And please do send an email to me at that address that you're seeing in the chat and under my name, and that'll be that. Oh, and Miss Wildlife wants this set. Well, that worked out great.
Clean sweep, George.
Very good. Thank you.
We might have a white glove sale. Do you know what a white glove sale is? Do you know? He knows.
White glove sale?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? That's fine, Miss Wildlife. I owe you a little bit of a break on the last thing I sent you that had a little bit of damage. So we're just going to go with the 26 is fine in this case, because I need to give you a little make good anyway.
All right. Hey, Tammy Thomas, make sure you contact George. It's theantiquenomad@gmail.com. It's just very simple. Somebody will post it for us. Nightbot, can you post that for Tammy? You feel like you know him because you've watched him tons. Yeah.
Oh, well,
All
thank you.
items sold is a white glove sale. Yeah, that's what it is. And Kay met you at Marietta. Okay.
Yes, oh, that's right, Kay. Hi, that's right. Very good.
There is George's address, Tammy. Please take a moment just to email him so that he knows where to get a hold of you. And we're at 203 tonight. Thank you so much. Make sure tonight that if you are a Rosie family member that you subscribe to George's channel. And if you're watching on George, I sure hope you subscribe to mine.
Yes.
We sure would appreciate that. Okay. I have jewelry caskets. Now, how does that think of spring? Well, the collection of jewelry caskets that we've been selling here on Rosie's has been all gold or silver. These are white. They're kind of
Mm.
they're kind of they're kind of off white. They're beautiful, and I have two here, and they're both really cool. And I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start it out. You're going to get choice jewelry casket. These are old. And we're going to start these out at 15. So this collection is very interesting because some of them have little tags inside. This one was purchased in St. Louis at the Warson Woods Antique Mall. And it was purchased for the price of $139. Oh, they got a discount. So $123 and $411 of 98. And it is completely kind of off-white. It's very pretty. We haven't, in this collection I've been selling, we have had very few that have been this washed color. The second one I picked was this one. Now this one is a little bit rougher shape on the inside. You see the roping there in the silk, but I fell in love with the wear on this one. I thought it was just beautiful how the paint has kind of wore a little bit. And I thought it just made I think it's charming. I love that some of the paint's off and you see the silver coming through. I think that just gives it such a wonderful look. So you're getting choice. I'll measure them for you real quick. The little one is oval shaped. Now these have roses on them. And a lot of times they put symbols on them. Roses are a symbol of love. Sometimes these boxes would have other things on them, but these both have roses. This is 5 inches across. And the square one is 6 inches across. Okay, we have patina. Yeah. I don't know if it's patina. It's just, man, how that wore off. No, I don't know. It's just shiny. It's just really different. We've sold a lot of them. It's very different. We had some Fenton earlier. Yes. My next lot, I'll put up Fenton just for you, Mr. Eddie Gray. All right. And here's the timer. So here, I don't know if I showed you the bottom of the boxes. There's the big one. And the smaller one does have a hallmark on the bottom. And there it is. Okay. 45. I have something very Fenton-y and very springy. Okay, Debbie is at 45. And she went up to assure her bid so she wouldn't get sniped there. I would never let you outbid yourself. But when we do the timer, I consider it you're assuring your position. Okay, let's see where we're at. Thank you, Tammy. We appreciate that. Oh, it was a fight right down to the end. Debbie Swifty, as we call her around here, 51. Nancy McMillan will be the backup. So, Debbie, let us know, 1 or 2. Crazy hands. I know. I can imagine. We haven't seen any white ones, have we, Debbie? The square one or the oval or both? Let me know, Debbie. 51 is the bid. No, the first white one. Okay, so you want the bigger one. And Nancy, We have this one if you want it. Debbie takes 71, Swifty. Okay, does anybody want this one? This is going to be 51. I know it's a little smaller, but I'm going to leave the price. I think there's something about this box that's mystifying. It's just beautiful. I love how it sparkles. And that's just wear. If anybody wants that, let me know. Just claim it. It's the oval jewelry casket. All right.
Well, those were really fun, and you don't see white very often. And actually, the one that you still have is interesting because it said guaranteed on the bottom, and what that guarantee was for how long that finish was going to last. But since it's 100 and some years old, I don't think you can make a claim on it. But I like it that way. I think it's really cool looking. All right. Well, I have a choice again. And I'm going to have to probably hold these up briefly together and then individually because they do have glass in them, so there'll be some glare. But I just got a collection of die cuts from about 1900, 1910, and this is going to be the choice. And they're definitely springy in their own way. So, well, actually, I'm not getting too much glare. So you can see here's our choice. Die cuts were done mainly in Germany, and it was very precise. They were done for calendars. They were done for advertising. And they generally have interesting shapes. And these were framed up. The framing is done probably about 30 years ago. That's what the lady of the house told me. But the pieces in the frames date from about between 1895 and 1910. We are going to start these at choice. $25 is the starting at choice. And I'll hold them up and show you a little more detail. The first one we have because, well, it's spring. And what is more springy than this scene? The dog seems quite startled by the fact that this egg has hatched and there is a chick sitting there all of a sudden. I thought that was just great. This one measures about 11.5 by 9.5 in the frame. And they should ship just fine with the frames on them. And so that one is that. And then the other one, the choice is this one. They were done for advertising primarily. This one is a very cute sailboat with a couple of, well, we have, there you go. We have someone with angel wings in a sailboat. This is advertising Smith & Company, and this one has the calendar in it, and that calendar is from 1907. And the calendar is complete, which always makes them a little bit more desirable if they haven't been used. Smith & Company apparently was in Urbana, Illinois, if I'm reading that correctly. And then this one was for a tailor out of Chicago. If you look in the corner under the fence there, it says, "Who's your tailor?" And then down in the corner, it tells you your tailor should be this outfit out of Chicago. So we've got two of you who have bid 25 at this point. We'll need, I guess our first person was Twist of Fate at 25. So 25 is the bid. And if you're interested in either or both of these, it is choice. Sarah Wrinkle at 30. I think these are just really cute. And it's an area that people really liked to collect about 30 years ago, and most of them went in collections, and what you see out on the market that's unframed is usually damaged. So it's nice these are under glass. And someone said it looks like Cupid has a bow sheath, and there it is. Yes, that's right.
I get a kick out of the dog one. He's so much bigger than that little chicken. And how many of us have had dogs that have been scared of flies or tiny little things like
exactly. Yeah, he is not having that. He is shrinking and he's got his tail between his legs. Yeah, that little chick is the alpha chick, apparently.
All right. You ready for the timer, George?
Sure. Let's go ahead and do it. And we'll try to hold these where you can see them both. 42 is our high bid now. It is choice. And we've got two people at 42, but Sarah Wrinkle is in the front position there. The chick probably thinks the dog is its mama. It could well. They say chickens often, the first thing they see, it's like, that's mom.
Oh, my goodness.
Twist of Fate at 45. These are definitely really cute, and the framing is good, and they actually, I believe, used museum glass, if I'm reading this right, although I still wouldn't put them where there's direct light because the colors are really strong. This is from an advertising collector's estate.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and sell it. And Sarah said she's out. Appreciate that. And let's see. Looks like Twist, but let's make sure here. And I'll give you the backup right now. Okay, so it will be Twist followed by Sarah. So Twist followed by Sarah. The high bid is 45. So Anne or Twist, let us know which one. And our backup bidder is going to be, who did I say? Wait a minute. Yeah, I got that right. Sarah.
Yes, and then if Sarah is not interested at that, then we'll go to Lisa.
Sure.
But first, we got to find out. She wants the dog and the chick.
Dog and the chick goes to Twist.
Very good. And that leaves us with this one, if either of our backups are interested in that.
Yeah, so first one, Sarah, then Lisa. Sarah, then Lisa.
Okay.
That one's really pretty too. Boy, I brought a lot of stuff, George. You still doing good on stuff?
Oh yeah, I've still got stuff.
Okay.
That's the one Sarah wanted. Okay, very good. Lisa Cooper, if you're interested in the sailboat, let us know in the chat, and I will look for that, and we'll let Heidi go on and bring her next lot up.
Well, will you let anybody take it for that price, George? If
well, Lisa... that's true, actually. Yes, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be in such a rush. Yeah, Lisa, let us know if you want this one, and then if not, then it'll be open to whoever does, if anyone wants it for that price. I do spend a lot of time in Dawson Springs. I generally would be up there already, but I've got some business in Florida to finish up at the end of season here. So Lisa would like the boat. Well, thank you. That worked out great.
Okay, Lisa, and if you need that email, just let us know. Nightbot will post it for us. He's been doing that all night. Thank you. We appreciate that too.
Yes.
Okay, somebody wanted some Fenton, and somebody wanted Easter or spring. So I got some Easter bunnies here. These are special rabbits I've been holding out. Actually, these are from John's collection. So we're going to go ahead and sell at least one when we do choice. And this choice is going to start out at 25.
Is John not in the room? Do we have to sell these really fast?
No, he's here watching, but he's all right. He wants to make room for something in his cupboards. So, and I had thought about putting these in our auction for teak stock, but George had to come up with the spring theme, and I couldn't think of anything. So here we have this beautiful, now I have never seen this S. Hughes chubby bunny. This chubby bunny has got Easter egg flowers. I have never seen it. Now this one is satin glass. This one's cameo glass, actually. It's satin cameo. So this one does not glow, but I've never seen the Easter egg florals on a chubby bunny. This is Fenton. There's the original sticker on the bottom. The other one says Easter Peace. I have not seen this one either. This one is in custard Burmese, and this one does indeed glow. It's a glow getter. And chubby bunnies are very popular right now. They're both actually painted by S. Hughes. This one says Easter Peace, and he is gorgeous. And like I said, I'll sell at least one. These came from John's collection, and these are chubby bunnies. Chubby bunnies. And just when you thought you'd seen it all, you see a rabbit with Easter egg flowers. I don't know. Okay, here we go. 35 with Kathy G. So cameo glass looks a lot like custard, but it is just a little bit more. This is actually satin glass. It looks a lot like custard, but it doesn't have that little tinge of yellow in it. It doesn't glow, but it has a very satiny feel. And this one is custard Burmese, and this one does glow. 38 is bid. They're adorable. They are adorable. Okay, 38, 40 with Kathy G. I'll show them to you one more time. And then we'll put the timer on. I just get a kick out of that. Where do they come up with this stuff? 42 with Melanie. This one has more traditional flowers and it says Easter peace. Is there lagging or is it my end? I don't see so much lagging tonight. I did in the sale we had this morning at the 10 at 10. It was horrible. It was horrible. But it seems a little better tonight. All right, I'm going to put the timer on. I'm just giving you one last look. And here we go. Oh, that's you talking. I'm like, did I just type? I'm losing my mind. All right, Mel is in at 42. I'm keeping my hands off the keyboard. You may take the bids, Mr. Nomad. All right, 45 with Debbie. And we have about 15 seconds left. Bidder will get choice.
I always think of that Cadbury egg commercial with the Easter bunny suddenly laying chocolate eggs. And I just thought, who came up with that?
Yes. Okay. And here we go. And let's see. Ooh. Let's see. Okay, it looks like Kathy G for 52, and I'll go ahead and let him go. That's pretty reasonable. But our backup bidder will be Mel Bro at 47. Kathy G, let us know. She might take them both. Just saying. Oh, Christine. God, I'd love to take your money, but you were just after it. The Easter egg bunny, please. Okay. Kathy got the Easter egg, and we have this one. And who did I say?
And that's the one that glows, right?
Yep. And that was Mel. So Mel, let us know. Is that right? Yes.
Yeah, I like that glow in the dark one. Oh, she says she wanted the other. Let's see. Lynn Newton, okay. Is that the next person then?
Well, after the second one, I just put it up for grabs. So that anybody that wants it, just say Easter peace. This one glows. This is the one that glows. I've never seen this one. Oh, you want the, okay. So Lynn, you do want it. Okay. Lynn Newton gets it. And Lynn, here's my, I think we've done business before, but there is my email. All right. You got it, girl.
That is great. Yes. And if I know some of you in the chat have been asking, is there going to be more Fenton? I have one little piece. I have a feeling that Heidi might have a few more too. So my next piece is more of a functional type of kitchen glass from the late 40s or early 50s. But I just love this screen print stuff. And this is going to start at $15. And it could not be more springy because it has little ducks and ducklings. It has this very tiny little bird there. It's got a tulip. It's got a lamb, a couple of lambs. It's got somewhere we have an Easter bunny who is not laying any eggs. And then we have another Easter bunny who looks like it's Night of the Lepus because he is about to attack that poor bunny just sitting there. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, these are great fun. And then you've got a picket fence underneath with your tulip vases. It's just, I like screen print glass. It's very much of its era. This is very popular in the 30s, 40s, and 50s particularly. I'd say this is probably around 1940 because you have this Art Deco element to the finial. And did I get this one in Utah? That's a really good question. I don't recall where I got this one. I've had it put aside. There's certain things I don't get as much holiday stuff as a lot of people do, so I will put aside Easter and Christmas and hold on to them. So this might have come from Utah. You probably have a better memory for where I get my stuff than I do. So let's see. We've got a couple of people who have done 15. And yes, Night of the Lepus is one of those really horrible movies that's really fun and funny and gross. And as a kid, yes, that would have been terribly frightening. I always would. South Dakota in the snow. Thank you. That's right. My video. It was in my video on Monday. Yes, I got it in South Dakota. It's so funny. I don't even remember. I just put the video out where I found this. So I found it in January in an antique mall hidden behind a giant snowdrift in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The condition on this is good. One thing, because, you know, these were made to be a little bit loose. And so you want to make sure that you don't have any chips on either the rim or the other side. But this one's nice and clean. So it doesn't really have any damage. And I just think they're cute. I imagine that with the Easter motif, it could have been for candy. It could have been for cotton balls. There's all sorts of ways that people would have used these. It could have even been in a nursery back then to hold diaper pins or something. So Miss Wildlife is at 25, Elderly Poodle at 27. I'm not sure who the maker is, but with the round ring on the bottom, that might be an Anchor Hawking foot, but it doesn't have a mark, so I can't swear to that. But I just think they're really neat. I like swanky swigs. I like all sorts of screen print glassware. I see tumblers and glasses usually. I don't see jars very much. So I think it's a cute piece. And if you want to go ahead and do the timer, it's okay with me. We have a bid of 30 currently from Vicki Jacobs. And so that is our high bidder, but I know that cute piece. And somebody will have a lot of fun with this. So, and it is a great piece. The colors are cheerful, and they're not actually spring pastels like most of the stuff that I brought, which I thought was kind of fun too. It's just a little different. And yes, I like the colors and the graphics. I just think it is very fun. And we've got a bid of 33 is our current high bid. We'll wind it down here. 35 from Vicki Jacobs. And we're about to wrap up. Let's see what happens. Oh.
Oh, it's nice to see you tonight, Vicki. But boy, that was a hard fight. But Kathy G got it. And Miss Wildlife and Vicki Jacobs came in after the bid. Thank you, though, for your bids, ladies.
Yes.
So I was going to put up this big old thing of grapes. I'm going to wait on that because somebody said something about Fenton. Now, this is not Fenton, but this is a good piece. This is a Kelsey Murphy piece. When Kelsey Murphy worked for Pilgrim Glass, this is a signed piece. And I did bring it because it's springy. Everybody but Miss Wildlife has lost their hummingbirds this winter. And so they should be coming back. This one is a beautiful hummingbird chowing on a fuchsia. It is a Kelsey Murphy. Kelsey Murphy is very, very sought after, especially her Fenton pieces. These are sand carved pieces. I'm going to put this up, but I'm going to start it at 50. It is a Kelsey.
And she didn't do a lot for Fenton. She mainly worked for Pilgrim, and then she worked for Fenton briefly, and then Blanco. And actually, she is one of the current designers at Blanco. She's just a great lady. I met her, and her work is really good.
Yes. No, Miss Wildlife, I said, you're the only one that doesn't lose your hummingbirds in the winter. Okay, Eileen, she knows. Eileen knows. All right, $50. Now, let me go ahead and measure this piece. It is 8 inches tall. And there is the Kelsey. This is a sand carved piece. They make these in layers. I think they actually use stencils. It's very neat. I've never seen it actually done, but I've seen so much of her work. And it's just really admired by glass collectors. We have 60 with Debbie Noss.
My favorite piece of glass in my collection is by Kelsey Murphy, and it's a 3-color cameo vase, and I paid $1,200 for it. So she's a serious person.
Yes. Now, when they call it a cameo vase, does that mean it has more layers to it? As I cannot remember.
Yes, it's cased in a clear layer over usually multiple colors and then carved back into it.
Okay. All right. We have $60 with Debbie. I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on. It's very neat with its hummingbirds and its fuchsias. Miss Wildlife had hummingbirds. I cannot believe they stayed in her area as long as they all winter, didn't they, Miss Wildlife? That's crazy. We love to see the first hummingbirds come in. All right. 64 with Dogfish. Hi, Dogfish. Nice to see you tonight. 65 with Eileen. She was first, Debbie. Watch out. I put the clock on. Maybe I should have waited a little bit. So we only have 7 seconds left. You might not want to bid up by $1 or $2. All right. Let's see where we're at.
Oh, Pamela, that is definitely cranberry glass. They have to use a little bit of actual gold to get that color.
All right. I think Dogfish got it at 68. Let me go back and make sure. He most certainly did. Okay. Okay, Dogfish. Thank you very much. And we'll go over here.
Well, I'm doing something a little different here. These pieces are both Japanese, and they will actually probably be sort of familiar to some of you, especially you folks who live out west where we see more of this sort of thing. But I actually got both of these here in Florida, and it is going to be choice. These are both from around 1970, and the choice is between this hardstone floral bonsai or this cloisonné egg. And $20 choices are opening bid on these. So it's going to be the choice between the two. Well, that was nice. I was just going to say there is one leaf that wants to fall off of this, and it just did. So you got to see that. So you know that I will attempt to reattach it. That is one thing with these. They do shed sometimes. So let's take a look at this first. These are done, and they are cast in, it's got a celadon base, and they cast them into a solid piece here with a little bit of a gravel on top, so it looks like a pot in a plant, like a bonsai, like they do in Japan. And then this is all various hard stone that they do. And so you've got the pink flowers, and all of this is glass. They have to twist it onto the wires, which is why sometimes they come loose like that. But it is a neat piece, and this one's actually rather on the large size. It is, let's see, it is 17 inches wide by about 11 inches tall, and it sits about 10 inches deep. So that's one. We have a bid of $30 on this choice. The other choice between those two is that one or this, which is the cloisonné egg. And again, this is a more modern one, probably around 1970, but it's just a great color of blue, and it's quite substantial. It has the hole in the bottom, so you could actually rest it on some sort of a base, but it will sit flat because of that hole. It's not a round where it's going to fall over on you. And it's, of course, got these wonderful, I think those mums. That's the national flower of Japan. It's got butterflies on it. This one measures... let's see here. This one measures about 8.5. It's quite inches. It is like a big ostrich egg. Yes, that's right. And what's nice about the cloisonné, the Japanese like to leave a lot of area in the field as a color. And then you get on the back and you have these nice cherry blossoms. So it does have design on all sides, but the main part of the design is the front here.
And Kathy G says she would be afraid of the chicken that laid that egg.
Yes, yes. If there was a chicken version of Godzilla, that would probably be it.
Okay.
So
Okay,
here's our choice.
here goes
Carnations, thank you.
here goes the timer.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, I think they're just fun pieces. It's something a little different that we don't always see or get to sell. And I just thought the colors are fun. And if you have the right decor for these, this could be a really neat thing to look at. Some of these hardstone bonsais actually sell for over $100. So that is actually something to look for if you're out there shopping in the wild. And we see a lot more of this stuff out west, typically, where I'm from originally. But when I'm on the East Coast, I don't see so much. So I was surprised to find these. The material, this one is mainly glass, although the bottom is ceramic. And cloisonne is brass base with little wires, and they do the enameling between the wires. That's why you see all those little designs in the field when you get it up close. Okay. Let's see who our winner for choice is here.
Oh, Dolores Elderly Poodle was first.
Ah, okay. So Elderly Poodle, you get to tell us which one of these you want for choice. If you want both, they're both yours. If not, then Dolores will have a chance at whatever you decide to let us leave behind if you do. So we'll just wait for Elderly Poodle to tell us, and then we'll take it from there.
Okay.
And these are definitely substantial, but they are shippable. I have shipped these before and gotten them. You have the eye on the floral. Okay, that's great. So that one is yours. If anyone would like the egg from the scary chicken, this is, I think, I'm sorry, who was our backup on this?
You said Dolores.
That's right. Thank you. So Dolores let us know about this. And while we wait for that, let me get this and we'll make sure that gets where it's supposed to go. There we are.
You put a lot of thought in this sale, George. It was George's idea to do the springtime theme, and I think he's doing much better of a job than I am tonight. Look at that.
No, I think you're doing great. You're bringing really fun and interesting stuff. And no, it was funny. I didn't know I had this much that fell into spring, but it was fun to think about. Like, what is spring? Could be a lot of things.
We are going to have to do the alphabet sale. And we've done that at the 10 at 10, and I told you about that. Somebody in the house picks an alphabet letter, and you have to do everything themed around that letter.
Ooh,
now, that's tricky. It's fun,
that
though.
would be. Oh, that is fun. Oh, I like that. That is a challenge. I mean, lots of different stuff. So I guess we're at, okay, Dolores will take the egg. Thank you, Dolores.
Okay, I have an unadvertised surprise, and if there are some Van Briggle lovers in here tonight, they're going to like this one. So this looks like a baby fawn. Baby fawns are spring, right? This is a Van Briggle, and it is it's a little fawn. It's done in white, and look at that. Van Briggle, Colorado Springs. I think this is so cool. I'm going to start it at 25. Okay, John, we got her. Van Briggle. Thanks, John. I forgot the eye, but my eye is sticking tonight. So you get it. All right. And unadvertised. That's the best kind. $30. It's a surprise. You never know. So I'll go ahead and measure this one. It does say Van Briggle. It is 9 inches tall. And it is a deer. There is the hallmark on the bottom. Kind of a nice piece. We have 31 with Lynn.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, actually. That vase is not that common.
No, I haven't seen it. You don't actually see a lot in this color.
No.
Okay, we have 31 with Lynn. This came from a little town between Fort Wayne and Indianapolis, and we've got a lot of Van Briggle from this collector, and they just pride themselves in it. Okay, Debbie, 35. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, we have a lot of surprises, don't we, Pamela? Okay, Debbie Noss is in at 35. Lynn, I see your bid. Nice to see you tonight, Lynn. You have to go higher. 35 is bid. We'll start the timer pretty soon. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do it now. I think it's time. 35 with Debbie, and we have 30 seconds to go. Yeah, of all the things that I got from him, I think this is the only piece that is in this beautiful off-white, almost white color. Oh, darn it. Georgia, keep doing your job.
That's okay. You're used to it, and you're doing great.
M. Lynn Newton is at 37. Okay, about 10 seconds left. Lynn is in at 40. It's very cool. Debbie, you got to go higher. When you see the clock go down you like that or go up, you want to go a little bit higher than just the next bid. You might get it, but then you might not. Oh my gosh, what a fight at the end for this one. Let's see where we're at. Okay, M. Lynn Newton.
Well, that's great. Lynn, there's so many people that I really enjoy who are here tonight, and thank you all for joining us. This is really a lot of fun, and it's nice to see you finding things that you enjoy, because this was definitely a different kind of sale for us. Now, somebody earlier mentioned McCoy. I have one piece of McCoy. I just got it this weekend at a sale. I think it's one of my favorite pieces, and I'm going to show you now. And it's an early one because it actually has the Nelson McCoy mark. This is a lavender color. I hope that's coming through on my screen. The background color does mess around with some of these colors a little bit, but this is McCoy's butterfly vase. I love the butterfly line. It's personally one of my favorite lines that they did. This one is in great condition. Now, it is McCoy. So first of all, I'm going to show you, just to let you know, we're starting this at $25. There is no damage to this. This has the old Nelson McCoy mark, the NM. So this is going to date back to the 30s when this first came out. It's a great lavender color. This came in a lot of colors. Lavender is one of the more desirable. It doesn't have a lot of glaze pops. McCoy actually was a little more careful with this line. It does have on the rim no chips or cracks or damage. I noticed one point where the glaze is a little thinner, which is typical of McCoy, but it's in great shape. And the glaze is actually pretty smooth. And I just love that. You can see there's the butterfly wings. There's your leaf pattern, more butterfly wings. I see a lot of Thomases here, and Kay, yes, I do. Kay Thomas, I remember we did have fun at Marietta, but it's nice to see various Thomases from all over the country, it looks like.
Well, you met Eileen too. Eileen and Teresa were the vintage vixens.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yes, that's right. I bought that really great cookie jar from them. Yes, we had a lot of fun there.
Yep, and they will. Eileen is coming to Teak Fest from New York.
Excellent.
And I'm sure Miss Kay will be there too. Okay, let's see.
And this is 8 inches tall by about 4.5 inches wide. So yes, 8 inches by 4.5. So it's a pretty substantial piece. And it's a really nice color of lavender. It washes out a little bit in this light, but what you see on the inside there is more what it looks like in person. It's a little deeper than what it may be showing on the screen, just so you know.
Okay, and we have a few questions from people that have come in since we started. Yes, you're not going to see all the bids, whatever venue you're watching from, even on YouTube, because George's channel is going live with us, along with our Rosie channel, and along with all our Facebook pages. So you're only going to see in comments those that are in your venue. So it's important to watch the screen, and you will see the high bid that we're bringing from all the venues together. So Lynn is now in at 45.
Yes, and it's a way to be able to let a whole lot of people participate no matter what platform you know us from.
Yes, Lynn. What room you're in means what venue you're watching. So right now we're on 6. The 4 Facebook channels and both of our live channels on YouTube. So it works. it sounds confusing, but it works. If you just watch the screen where George is over there, you'll see the high bid. All right, here comes the timer.
Okay. Last chance. I saw the first couple of butterflies of spring here, and I was very glad because the butterflies are under a lot of pressure right now. So I have a neighbor in Kentucky who actually is finding monarch eggs when she can, and she's actually taking them and hatching them in an aquarium so that she can be sure they make it to maturity, which is really great. I think she
What's
had
happening
50
with
2
them?
years ago. Oh, they've had a big die-off the last couple of years. It's pesticides and a whole lot of other things are really getting to them now.
All right, 51 is bid. And here we go.
We're getting to the end here.
Okay.
Oh, Kathy says you hatch monarchs too. That's great. Anything we can do to help the butterflies and the bees right now.
Okay, let me go ahead. I've sold it. For some reason, it's not showing up. Okay. There we go. All right. M. Lynn Newton gets it at 51.
Well, thank you, Lynn. That's great. It's a wonderful piece. You'll enjoy it.
How we doing on lots, George?
Well, I have at least 4 more.
All right. We can do it. All right.
We don't
I
have
said
to
that
do
a
them all,
Roseville.
but we can do as many as you have time for.
Hey, this could be a challenge, George. You're dealing with somebody just like you. We
I
can sell
know.
for days just in my
Yes.
room I'm sitting in.
We'll run out of I'll run out of gas before you run out of merchandise.
This is Roseville. And this is 387. Now this says 11. This is not 11 inches. Oh, maybe that says 4. It says 4. I didn't do any research on this, so I don't know the flower, but it kind of looks like an apple blossom or something. I don't know. I washed it, so it's a little wet on the inside, but this is a Roseville. It's a 2-handled Roseville bowl. I love the square top, and we're going to start this at 25. If somebody could help us out with the pattern, I would appreciate it. I'm trying to learn it. I should have looked it up. But it's pretty. Look at how the square top is kind of notched on the corners. So we'll start it out at 25.
I think that's white rose. Am I right about that? Somebody knows for sure, let us know.
Yeah. I just love the writing on the bottom. It has such a cool hallmark. Okay. All right. Does it have a lid? I don't think this is supposed to have a lid, but I'm not sure. No, I don't. If it does, I don't have it, but I don't think it does. Was there a lid? I don't know. Okay.
Oh, no,
25.
that's the way it was made. That's just supposed to be for an arrangement so that you have little corners to set things up so that you can bundle the other flowers in them.
Oh, I bet that would work for arrangements in there. Give it a little bit of extra fullness.
Yes, so it doesn't flop over.
Okay. So it is about 4 inches tall and it's about 8 inches across.
And it is the white rose pattern, someone confirmed.
Okay, awesome. It's a cabinet vase. Okay. We have 35 with Nancy. Oh, so many new people here. Welcome to everybody. Wow. No flower flopping. You got that right, Miss Wildlife. Okay, I'm going to give it just a little bit longer because we've got a lot of people bidding. Nancy is in at 35. And this one is kind of the same color that you had, George. It's a beautiful blue. It's
yes,
gorgeous.
Very pretty. Great handles too. That's an interesting shape.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. Uh, 48 with Stacy Freeman. Yeah, Miss Wildlife is my long distance assistant. Yes. Isn't it amazing? Who would have thought when we were just starting out, George, that we'd have the world in a little box in front of us to show our stuff
It's
to?
it's so amazing. It's really cool. I just really enjoy all of this and all of you folks out there. It's just wonderful.
All right. Got about 10 seconds left. Stacy Freeman is in at 48. Get your bids in. Now we have Nancy at 50. And we're going to sell it. And we have sold it to, let's take a look, Nancy McMullen. Nancy, do I have your information? Let me go ahead and give that a number for you. And I'm going to go ahead and Lynn is, I have lost track of the conversation, and I want you to know that when I see things like this, gentle hugs to all my hurting friends, and I have missed a comment, I so apologize. When we have a fast-paced auction like this, sometimes I lose track. So whoever is needing gentle hugs, you've got them. Okay. I'll send it again. Thanks, Nancy. All right.
Well, I had to pick this little girl because, first of all, she is very springy, absolutely. And secondly, she's a music box, and thank goodness for once, it's one that is perfect for a spring birthday, and we can actually play it because this is not anything that will get us demonetized because she is a birthday girl.
Oh, she's
So
cute.
she plays Happy Birthday. Hopefully she won't play for hours and hours, but I think that's just a little whine. This one is starting at $10. She's about 6 inches tall, and she's got nice detail. Now, she looks like a Lefton, but she is actually a different company by the name of Chadwick, who did various things like this in the 1960s in Japan. It was well made. They're not as well known as the Fentons and the Holt Howards because they weren't around as long. There she stopped. That's perfect. But she's very cute, and she obviously works, as you can tell. And I just thought she was so cute. Oh, no, she wants to sing you one more round of Happy Birthday. That's the problem with music boxes, is they're great unless they don't have an off switch, and this was not made with one. So you may get to enjoy this song until you're sick of it. But she's in great shape. There's no chips or cracks or damage. And she's got this cute little floral garland around her dress. And I just thought this might be something fun for somebody to have for themselves or to give to a friend, maybe a grandchild, somebody whose birthday it is, or maybe it's your birthday in the spring. Who knows? I just thought she was really cute, and we're at $12. And it's fun to see some of these. The Leftons and some of those of the world have really run up in price. And I understand because they're cute and they're collectible, and Lefton has a whole book written about it. But some of these smaller Japanese companies made just as good wear, and they just aren't heralded the same, which is nice because it means if you just like her, you can get her for a I'm in a book price. So just make sure it's not playing when you take it to the post office. Yes, by then it better have run out. I have an alarm clock I'm going to put in a sale that I'm an eBay listing sale I'm doing soon for my members, and I wound it up and it ticked all night long. I haven't been in a room with a ticking alarm clock for years. We are on the final round here, folks. So get your bids in. I think we're at 15 with Vicki Jacobs. So here we go. The last chance to sing Happy Birthday, but I won't make her do that again, I promise. Her little head is tilted, and yes, I think she is very cute. She has her little spring bouquet and her Easter dress and the whole thing, even though she's going to a birthday party. So we are winding down here, and she has wound down, so she will only sing when you get her and wind her up again.
10 seconds left.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see who our high bidder is.
Whoops. Whoops.
Oh,
Dolores, Queen Mother
Dolores.
Dolores at 25.
Very good. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. We will put that aside, and again, we will combine shipping for any of you folks that we can. If we can get it there safely together, that's what we'll do.
I have these 2 Florences if anybody wants those up. I have the head vase too. So let me know. I'm going to put this up. It's the huge, biggest grapes I've ever seen. And I'm going to start these at 35, I think. They're huge. Are they springy? It's the best I could do.
It's a spring color.
It's a spring color. So here we go. That hand vase behind me, I have had so many people want it. I think I'm going to put it in the auction this summer at Teak Fest. All right. So here we go. Or the head vase. Okay, we can put the head vase up. And the ladies too. We'll try. We should. If George can keep up with me, we'll do it. Here we go. I want to put the music in, and I don't know why I'm doing that. I must be getting tired. Okay, so I don't know how many grapes are on here, but this is a big bunch of grapes, and it has the driftwood base, just like back in the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16 of them suckers. And it's about 12 inches across. Dogfish is in at 45. 45 is our high bid. I did not clean these up. They're going to sparkle for you. 47 was Swifty. You remember these back in the day, Tammy? I know. I usually get a little clump of them. Not this big a one. 47 was Swifty. Dogfish, let me know. Sarah, I'm going to go ahead and put the timer on here in just a second. I think I counted 16. Acrylic or lucite? What do they call this?
Everybody says lucite, and it feels dense like lucite, so maybe that's right. But, they're great whatever they are.
Yes.
I always called them resin grapes.
Yes. All right, here we go. Well, I think it's cool. I like the big driftwood base on it. I think that's really neat. It's going to set nice for you wherever you put it. Dogfish is in at 49, and here comes the 30-second timer. A nice spring green.
Yes.
All right, here we go. 50 was Swifty. Hello there, Becky. And we are going up, up, up. Okay, well, let's see who gets it. All right. Oh my gosh. Amy, you came in too slow. I'd love to take your money, but I can't, honey, because Swifty was in at 50. All right. Thanks, bidders. I appreciate it. Swifty gets that for 50.
Well, spring is the return of birds to a lot of places. And it's interesting because we're starting to see some of our birds in Florida disappearing because they're all flying north, the ones that do such things. And someone was talking about hummingbirds earlier. These are stangle birds. I've always liked stangle birds. They're just so happy and the colors are so great. So we have the yellow one here. I should know my birds better. I don't know which one this is. Stangle made lots of different ones. And then this one is a hummingbird. We're going to start these at $20 choice on these. And I'll show you them one at a time. But I've always liked stangle pottery. It's well made. It's all hand painted. These were done in New Jersey. And actually we've got, looks like similar era. So here's the stangle mark on the bottom of this one, along with the stock number. And Stengel pottery was just great. They were in New Jersey for many, many years. They actually took over from the old Fulper pottery. And they started doing the birds, I think, in the 1940s, if I'm not mistaken, and did them pretty much till the end of production in the late 70s. So each piece is hand painted. This one is finding a berry to eat goldfinch. It might be. Yeah, I will have to rely on someone who's a birder to know. So there's that one. And then the other one is the hummingbird. And the hummingbird, this one has a few more marks on it because not only does it have the Stengel mark, but it also has the decorator's initials, MBF. So if we could find out who their decorators were. And this one also, somebody put around 1940 Elaine. So, well, there gives you a good idea of where that came from. And Sarah Wrinkle at 25 is our opening bid. So here is, and now 28, here is the hummingbird. Great color on these. I just think they're a lot of fun, and they're always doing something. They always have a little bit of motion. No chips or cracks or damage. You have to check these really well because they had lots of little points that could break. So this one is in great shape. They actually both are. And then, and it was a lot of work to do because this couldn't be done in one mold. Each piece had to be done and then put together and then fired together in the kiln.
Oh,
And
interesting.
then here is the other one. So it's going to be choice on these. And yes, I just think that they are, they're really cool. And I'm glad to see people are collecting them again. They did all sorts of birds. They probably did, and they did some very large, complicated ones. I think there's one that's a big branch that has 5 or 6 birds on it, was one of their lines. So they were definitely quite respected in their time, and I think the quality is really nice. So we're at 35. And I think if you want to start us down, it's a great time to do that. So please do get your final bids in. I know a couple of you have been saying, gee, I'm not winning anything tonight. Don't hesitate. Bid what you're willing to pay, and you know, don't wait till the last second because the last second sometimes doesn't come in time. And Sarah's at 36 for choice. And oh, it's nice seeing people reporting that birds are coming back where you are, because I know a lot of you folks up north have had a pretty horrible winter. So good to see that turning around. Debbie at 40, and we are winding down here. It will be choice. I'll switch them around so that you can see them one more time. They're going to ignore each other this time. Here we go. We've got 2 at 40, but the first was Debbie Noss. Let's see if that sticks. Okay.
It looks like it.
Okay, so Debbie, you are first choice here. Let us know if you want one or both. And then Eileen Thomas, you are our backup. So I'll hold them up, and there's the hummingbird and the yellow bird that I'm not going to make a claim as to what it is, although somebody out there knows better than I do. So actually, I'm going to set these down for a minute. I'll hold them up one at a time. Yes, after a few hours of this, it actually, these things start to feel heavy. They're only a pound or 2. Let's see here.
Oh, she's going to take them both.
Going to take them both. Well, that's great. They came together. They'll be happy to go together. Thank you very much.
Okay. Make sure that you contact the Antique Nomad at gmail.com. And we'll go ahead. George, I'm going to do this lot and another one, and that'll be done for me if you got 2 more.
That's perfect. That's perfect timing, and that's what I've got.
Okay. So somebody wanted the head vase. So we're going to put the head vase up. So this one, there's a little card in there. Let me see what that card says. It says 1950s Napco ware. Now she's very tall. We're going to start her out at 25. I'm going to show you her earrings. So I don't know if those earrings are original. There's a little, or if somebody glued them on there. But I don't see any glue. I just don't see anything dangling from them.
Those look right to me.
Okay. So she's got felt on the bottom of her, and she is going to be, she's big. She's 8 inches tall. So we just had a head vase sale 10 days or so ago, and I've picked this one up since then. And she is one of the biggest ones that we had in the sale. We didn't have her then, but like I said, her height and everything makes her one of the biggest ones that we had. She's beautiful. And I looked her up, so she is Napka wear, and she's from the 50s. She is beautiful. Look at that. All right, we have 25 with Becky.
And yes,
they are gorgeous.
Yeah.
And her pearl necklace is still about her neck. Look at that. She is gorgeous. 25 is bid. Very sought after.
How tall is that one?
She's big. I forget.
Yeah, I was going to say that's unusually sized.
She's 8 inches tall.
Ooh.
And 6 inches across.
Oh yeah, those are a lot harder to find than the small ones.
Yep. Actually, Eileen and I had a head vase sale. Yeah, we had a specialty sale. Yep, we had it at one of our 10 at 10s in the morning.
How
$30 is bid. Yep. I think we're under the money on this one because she's a big size. She's from the 50s. 35. Yep, it would be great to put on your desk and hold your pencils, although I think it's pretty deep. You'd have to fill it with styrofoam or something. But you could. Her makeup is perfectly applied. Look at that. She must have a good matte foundation to last for 50, 60 years. And look at those lips. Makeup brushes. Yeah, whatever she used, we want it. Wow. Okay, $40 with Eileen. Becky, let us know. We still have some active bidding. Yeah, it would be great for makeup brushes. Whatever you want to put in there. All right. You wish that happened to you. Oh, you know what? And this is totally off the subject. But it's really cool how technology is. I was watching last weekend a show, and they had this guy that had survived the Holocaust, and they made him a holographic person. They asked him 2,000 questions in the course of doing this, so that in history, when he passes away, he can go do lectures in different places, and people can ask him questions, and his holographic image, which is exactly like he looks now, will answer any question that is thrown at him. It's absolutely amazing to me.
Wow.
It was really cool and a little freaky.
Both of those things, yes.
Yes, it was, but it was amazing. He wanted his stories to live on and the history like books, but he is going to be a holographic being, whatever you want to call it. You watched that too, Twist? Yeah, it was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Okay, 55 with Becky. Yeah, 2,000 lights and cameras around the room that would catch him every move that he made so it could become a holograph. It was really wild.
Wow.
55 with Becky. And we have about 10 seconds left. I don't know how I got on that subject, but I guess he's going to test the time. He's going to take the test of time too. He'll be around forever that way. Okay. And we are going to go ahead and sell it. You seen that? Yeah. It was weird. It was really weird. Becky's Vintage and More. Let me make sure. Yes, indeed. So Becky, you got it. I'm going to write you down and I'm going to post my email because I don't think I've done business with you. So there it is. Just take a screenshot of it. And thank you so much. You got that for 55.
Oh, that's great. Yes, it certainly should sell for that because those big ones are not that easy to find, and having the jewelry is really important. So that was great. Okay, so our penultimate here, this is going to be choice again. And well, it's Easter, so we've got to put glass baskets out. And we have a choice between a Westmoreland and a Fenton. And we are starting these at $15 each. So 15 is our opening bid. And yes, I did test the handles before I picked them up. Now on the Westmoreland, it's a little easier because this one is a molded handle with the screen painting of the daisies. And it's nice because it's got them on both sides. I've always really liked this deep blue satin glass, and it does have the Westmoreland label in there. And it's just such a rich, pretty blue color. I've always thought that was really great. And then the other choice for you Fenton fans out there is this one, which is the, is this Aqua Crest? I get my crests confused a little bit. I think this might be the Aqua Crest because it's a little brighter blue than,
Yep.
yeah, okay, so I have that right. And I always thought this was a cute little piece too. And this one, now this one has a little bit of a gray cast to it. So this was likely made in the 60s, and the Westmoreland piece probably in the 70s. And I just think they're cute. And obviously a lot of other folks do too. I really enjoy spring for with the baskets because, you know, there's something, it's perfect for the season, and this is the season for them. So I was happy to have a couple to bring for this. And, you know, Easter's just around the corner, about 3 weeks away. So we have Pauline at 40 for choice on these. And I think we have a few who said they're out. So let's go ahead and run that timer, and we'll let the last few of you who are in have your bid, and one of you will get these for choice. Or you'll get both of them if you want both of them. They actually kind of go nicely together because the color is similar enough. This one is 6 inches to the top, and the Fenton is actually closer to 7.5 because it stands just a little taller at the handle. And it looks to me like we have a, it looks to me like we have our final person who's going to get first choice on this, but we're going to see. We've got 10 more seconds, so you never know what happens right at the end. And here we go.
Okay, let me get that off of there. And oh my goodness.
Oh, at the last minute.
Okay, it is M. Lynn Newton. And I bet she takes, we'll see. Which one do you want, Lynn? Lynn is our winner at 46. Our backup is Pauline Otto.
The blue flowered one. Okay.
Okay. And
so that is for you.
She's gonna take that one, and I can just bet you that Pauline Pemberton will take the other one, but I don't want to speak for her. Pauline, do you want the I can't say it. Aqua Crest. That is the hardest thing for me to say. Aqua Crest. Would you like that one, Pauline?
Okay, yes, very good. Thank you. Yes, I always want to say Aqua Fresh like the toothpaste.
Okay, so I have a collection of Florence ceramics that I am just beginning to sell. We have so many of them, and they are some really nice ones that you haven't seen. So this will be choice. I brought these up because the only thing I could think of is they have hats and flowers. I really, at this point, was about to give up on the springtime theme. But we do have these two. These are Florence ceramics. This will be my last lot. And it is signed Florence ceramics. And this one is Laura. Okay, that one is Laura. And we're going to go ahead and start these at 15. And wait till you see them. I mean, you're going to say 15. My gosh, how can you start them for that? Well, I want to get you going. And this, we love our Florence ceramics. These two are unusual ones. You don't see them a lot. She has a beautiful kind of fuchsia colored skirt with little flowers. And this one is Laura. Now wait till you see the other one. The other one is Madeline. And she is just beautiful. So you're going to get your choice of Madeline or Laura. And we're going to start them out at 15. These are Florence ceramics. There is the bottom. I'll sell at least one. So Madeline is 9 inches. And here we go. $15 is bid. So she's beautiful. Look at the little roses. Is Laura taking her jacket off? Nope. Laura is tying her hat on her head. It must be a windy day. She is tightening her hat. But the color of her skirt is just beautiful. $20. And this was quite an extensive collection. There are a lot of them that we'll be bringing out here. Look at that. She's beautiful. $20 is bid. And you'll get your, whoops, I can't even get them both in there. You'll get your choice. Dolores is at 25. So you'll get your choice. $25 is bid. Nope, you guys just have dirty minds. She is just tightening up. She's not taking her coat off. She's tightening up her hat. Jeez. All right. 25 with Dolores. Again, I want to measure them for you so you know, because I forgot already. The smaller one is 7.5 and the taller one is about 9.5. All right. Here we go. Now you can see. Okay. All right. We're going to do the timer and you'll get at least one. I don't know if I'm going to sell them for that, but we'll see. Maybe I will. I want a white glove sale. So far, I think we've sold everything. Hey, you call it like you see it. Yeah, I know. All right. Dolores is in at 25 and timer's going up. Naughty late night auctions. Yep. From a distance, it looked like her chest. I don't know. All right. $25 is bid. 26. They are beautiful. They are beautiful. My mom gave me her Florence ceramic. She got it when she graduated from high school, and that started my love of them. And I love them. Okay. It looks like Dolores got them for 40. Dolores, which one would you like? You can take one or two. They're unusual, Dolores. A lot of times you see the green ones, and the other color is kind of a deep burgundy. These are not typical. They're not, I won't say rare or scarce, George, but they're just not the typical ones. Okay, Dolores, thank you. What happened, George? We can't hear you.
Oh, sorry about that. I was trying to make sure I wasn't making a bunch of noise like last time, and that worked a little too well. Okay. So, wow. Well, thank you all so much for being here. And we're on to the very last round of the evening. And this is going to be choice again. They are two pieces of pottery, but they're rather different from each other. And we are starting them at $15. So I will hold them both up. 15 is the starting bid. And we'll talk about them a little bit here. The pink one is the older of the two, because this is Weller pottery, and Weller pottery was in business till 1948. Now, I'm going to hold it back a little so you see this is the true color, because when I get it closer to the light, the color is affected by the shadows in here. So, but it's got the Weller pottery mark. I'm going to turn it over so you can see that. It's got the script mark. So this is a 1930s piece. And if you didn't know that already, you can kind of tell because it's very Art Deco. It is the bowl is, I believe it is 11 inches wide. Actually, it's 12 inches wide by about 9 inches deep and about 6 inches high. And I just thought it was a very springy looking color and lots of fun. And I like that detail. I just think this is a neat piece. I haven't had this one before. I'm sure it was originally part of a console set. You probably could get candle holders if you looked far and wide. You might be able to find to match this. And then the other piece, of course, because it's spring, is a basket. And this is Hull's butterfly pattern. This is from, actually, this one's easy because I believe, well, somebody actually put it on the bottom, but it already said it on the bottom. Hull, USA 56. So this came out in 1956. And this is about 8 inches tall and 8 inches wide. This was by Louise Bauer. She was the designer of their modernist stuff in the 50s. And they did a whole line of accessory pieces, including this basket, in the butterfly line. So you've got your black butterfly flying towards those neat pastel flowers, and then you've got the blue butterfly on the side and the pink butterfly on the back. So this is going to be choice. We have a bid of 15. And so here's the other piece. And now we have 20 from Pauline. I just think they're both really neat in different ways. The old deco me would have wanted this back when I was collecting a lot of Art Deco, but the modernist guy, well, this is kind of that too. And they're
Yes.
kind of fun together.
And I wouldn't have thought that was Hull before.
Right.
I'm familiar with it now, but it's just not the typical ombre effect Hull that we're all used to seeing.
Exactly. It's not that, because it's after that time, and it's actually not a lot like the 50s stuff that they made in general, because most of that was dark colors like burgundies and dark greens and things. So they're both just a little bit different. And Lynn at 30 is our high bidder. Again, this is for choice, either or both. I could see where you might have them both in the same house, because the colors definitely are, they like each other. But on the other hand, it may be that one goes one place and one goes another. We'll just find out. Are you going to pull an all-nighter? No, we're sure not. We're actually, this is our last round, Zeno. So we are wrapping up shortly here. We figured that, we just wanted everyone to have fun, and it seems like everyone is. So thanks so much for all of you for being here and watching along with us. I always got a kick out of the fact that the designer of this was Louise Bauer, and she's working for Hull instead of Bauer Pottery. And then I don't know who the designer of Weller in the 1930s with the molded lines were. This is when they're starting to move on from the flower stuff that they were kind of copying Roseville with and doing some stuff that was a little more distinct to them. So we are getting down to it. I think we're going to run that timer and we're going to finish up here. So this is the last lot and your last chance to bid. If you like these pieces, now is the time. And Nancy is at $38, if I'm seeing that right. Oh, Stacy Freeman was first in at $38. So yes, it's only 7:45 p.m., Zeno. Yes, that's right. Well, that's true out west. And hi, Marie. Nice to see you there. I want to thank you, Heidi, for letting us start this a little bit later. We wanted to start it, I was hoping to start it at 8 Eastern, so you West Coast folks, some of you were off of work and able to join us for this. To bid, you put the number in the comments. Yes, that's right, Natalie. And this is the last chance for that, so here we go. And we will see who our high bidder is. And they will have first choice, and then we'll see if the backup bid is necessary or if someone takes both. So let's see who our winner is first. Lynn Newton. Well, you definitely like your ceramics, and I understand. I do too. So sorry, Shannon, that came in just a little bit late. So Lynn gets first choice on these, and it's going to be either or both. Let us know in the chat which you would like, and then we will see if there's another one available for someone else. The white. Okay, very good. So the whole is going to Lynn, and we have just the Weller.
Looks like our backup is Nancy McMillan. So she gets first. Nancy McMillan, if you would like the pink, you can have it. If not, we'll put her up for grabs.
Right.
And she says she would.
Okay, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. And my gosh, we did have a white glove sale. I don't know that I've ever experienced that before. I'm so glad that you had fun with us like we did, and that you liked what we brought, because it was sort of, all we did was decide it was going to be a spring theme, and then we didn't talk about it after that, and we just showed up with what we had. So I'm glad that all of this was a hit with you folks.
It was. And we want to thank you again for attending, and please subscribe to our channels. We would really appreciate it. It was a white glove sale. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, and so we're going to thank you. And Natalie, you came in so late. Why don't you rewind and watch this? And next time, subscribe to the channel and you'll be in here in the beginning and you'll have the hang of it. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. We will see you sometime very soon.
Yes.
And look for your invoices here in a day or two. And thank you so much. We appreciate all of you.
And
Have a good
subscribe to
night.
her. Subscribe to Rosie's Auction House if you haven't already, because she does sales like this more than I do. So you'll have a lot of fun.
Oh, yes. And if you're watching tonight at 10 o'clock, we're having a big boutique sale. We're selling everything from cheese, popcorn to clothing to bedding tomorrow at 10 o'clock. So if you want to see us tomorrow, we'll be doing that at 10 o'clock. Good
And
night,
that's
everybody.
AM. Good night.